Hello and welcome to Quagcast Ep.1, technically.
Right.
Just because I fucked up in the recording of the actual first episode, so we are re-recording. And we got a special guest this time. I am here with Aaron.
Hello.
And our special guest, Callum Brito, aka the bully of the server.
Greetings, everyone.
The original first video, me and Aaron went into detail about every team. We don't want to do that again, so we're just making a tier list. And we're going to talk about everything that happened in week 1 and our predictions of week 2. So I think we can start with the tier list.
Yes.
Yeah, so we're starting with the doc, right?
Yeah, we'll go in order of the dogs.
Yeah, we will go in order of the doc. So we will start with Noir's team. We will also
Noir.
compare to our tier list to Pate's PRs, just because we want to.
Yeah, we're gonna bully the living shit out of him.
No. It's actually it's a piece of work, and we are comparing it. That's the best I can come up with. I'm not smart enough to think of another word for it.
Right.
We are just
Okay.
drawing comparisons to his mechanical genius in Pokemon.
Yes, I like that.
Mechanical. All right, let's see. What does Noir have? Dragapult.
Yeah, first things first, Dragapult, Medicham, Corviknight is like the main core of this team.
I think Nidoqueen can be
Yeah, I
fun.
think the first three mons alone push it all the way to A. It's hard to complain.
I don't think he'll bring anything other than like Sylveon Queen, Zarude, or Medicham.
Yeah, like generally you cannot go wrong with having Dragapult on your team.
Yeah. Medicham got close combat now, right? So now no more high jump.
Yeah, it has close combat now, which makes it even scarier than it was before.
Yeah. First two Pokemon alone put it something close to A. And then now he has Corviknight.
The thing I don't like is that he made Glaceon a Terra captain.
Yes, I agree. And the only reason this team's not going to make S is because he planned his points out horribly. He should have thought about his Terra harder.
Yeah, I think like the first half of the draft looks just like very great contending team, and like the second half just looks like he picked up stuff he thought was good, and then just filled the gap with Glaceon at the end.
Yeah, the points are very skewed towards expensive stuff. He has a lot of expensive stuff, but
Yeah, he has also Terra Zarude, which he could have maybe done something else, like maybe not get the Suicune, get another like a cheaper bulky water, and then like grab an 8-pointer that you can also use Terra on better than Glaceon if he wants to run Terra Zarude.
He definitely spent
yeah,
too
the
many
pointing
points on
level thought out.
Yeah. Savali and Suicune feel like a massive waste of points when you can have 11 Pokemon. We just divided them up a little and had like 3 8-pointers of good status because there's still a lot left on the board.
Generally, I feel like Savali always has its uses just because of the RKS system and all the different types and niches it can fill for him. The Suicune is just like a one-trick pony at this point.
It's a mon that likes the 5th move. If it had 5 moves, it'd be amazing, but
Yeah, move slot syndrome for this mon is a definite thing. So
Pure is solid, yeah. For now, I think we'll rejudge it. It might be like a lower A, depending on what the other teams look like. But I think it's solid enough team, and I don't think it will lose a lot. Honestly.
yeah, like we can rejudge everything at the end, but right now, as the first team, A is a fine place for it. I feel like.
Yeah, we can start out by just placing them into our tier list, and then we can compare them after we're done reviewing every single team.
Yeah, we can put them in order on the tier list too, but within the tiers.
Yeah. Next up is me.
Yes.
Oh, shit team. C tier. D.
Yeah, I say we put it in B for Ben.
That would seem very reasonable to me, honestly.
I don't know. It's just it's another team that I'm staring at, and I'm like, why would I ever want to face Shifu, Single Strike, Gardevoir, Heatran, Kyurem? Why would I ever do that to myself?
Orion's also an excellent Pokemon.
Mhm.
But I'm pretty curious. What was your thought process behind getting Misdreavus?
I just wanted a ghost type so I don't get destroyed by fighting spam slash normal spam.
Like you're thinking you're gonna bring Misdreavus. Like at some point, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, that guy has a fighting type. I'm gonna bring Misdreavus.
I don't know, personally. The goal with this draft was just to fill every type and don't double up on types. And I managed to do that, so I'm happy with that. Most of the time, probably I can run like Terra Ghost, Heatran, or Golem if I'm really scared of fighting types, so Mr. is
Yeah,
not gonna come that often.
You could have merged all of your last 3 months into getting a 10-pointer. Would have been an excellent team. No critiques, easily yes. But now we have to think.
It's I think literally if you had just moved, like I like Garbodor, but if you like moved it down for a different poison type and went up and got like Dust Noir or something at your Ghost, it would have been a lot more reasonable as a bring. Because Dust Noir is good. I've used Misdreavus before. It's okay, but it's just any fighting type with any sort of coverage is just gonna like smack it, and it's gonna die.
Yeah, especially since we are playing Nat decks, so most mons still carry knockoff. Mr. is not gonna be that good, not gonna be used a lot. Very niche. Main thing was just I wanted to pick up Golem because I saw it was a 1-pointer, and I can Terra it so it can have its uses.
Right.
Main thing
And
about
then you could have merged the Misdreavus and the Garbodor.
yeah, probably should have done that. But I just didn't feel like it. I just wanted to be like, okay, get maximum amount of Pokemon and maximum amount of typings just because, fuck it, why not? I mean, my main
Yeah,
card
that's
is pretty strong.
Yes.
The first 4 months are gonna probably come every week, so that's not gonna change. Kyurem is also a mon I think is maybe too low on the tier list at the moment because just we got loaded dice, which makes its Dragonlance Icicle Spear set even stronger.
It's definitely a 16-point mon no matter what, and then it got a buff, so 17
Yeah.
might be a stretch, honestly. It's definitely the best mon in this tier.
Kyurem to 15 is a huge steal.
Yeah.
Great.
For what, 4th round too? Like,
Yeah, 4th round. I picked like at the like I was close to a wheel. It was like 2nd pick, so I was honestly kind of surprised things like Kyurem got back to me.
Yeah, from your 3rd to your 4th round, it's a huge gap, and he got back.
Yeah. So, where are we putting my team? I am fine with
A.
I
would be fine with B or
I
A.
definitely think your team's stronger though. Like maybe like
Yeah,
in the
I think
future.
it's above A. If the last team was A, this thing has to be slightly above.
Yeah. So I think for now that's fine.
Okay, then I am currently above Noir.
Currently
Indeed.
the number 1. Currently.
Definitely.
Next team is the Gallade Valiant Gardevoir team. The 3 Psychics, 2 Fighting, 2 Flying type team.
So this dude has base 110 and his second fastest Pokemon is what? Gardevoir at 75? How fast is Gardevoir?
Delphox is 104, I think.
Delphox is 104, yeah.
Yeah, Delphox is 104.
But then even then it's 104 to 80, which isn't like crazy.
Yeah, like the next 2 fastest mons after Delphox are Gardevoir and Mandibus.
Now, I have to say, Zeb, I know you were going for a gimmick, Zeb, but I'm telling you, you should have just done the gimmick and then dropped a bunch of shit in Grace. Because I don't know how much fun you're gonna have using this team when everything does the same shit. I don't know. I personally I can't see it. I mean,
Only two of the Pokemon do the same shit.
eh, I mean, two of them will just never come over their other options. That's my feeling.
I think this team does very good is how he uses Terra points. Personally, he went for Melmetal and Knuckle.
Yeah,
Melmetal with Terra is always going to be an annoying shit to face.
he's a mini Garganacl as a Terra, so
Like
Knuckle Stack is pretty nice as well. This thing's going to run Violite, Stalker, everything.
yeah.
But the rest of the team just sucks.
Personally, I don't understand why he went for Grotle at the end. He just was like, let's just grab a random one pointer because Grotle's never gonna come. I feel like.
this is grass type too.
Yeah, it's his only grass type. Although I do think grass types are fairly overrated in draft.
Could have just combined a Delphox and Grottle and gotten like something solid at 8 points.
Yeah.
That helps his team when it doesn't have any diversity, for the most part.
I do like the Gastrodon pickup, just because Gastrodon has been buffed pretty well in this new generation, with more hazards.
I'm loving the buffs to the water ground types. Been very fun and interesting. Makes them actually
But
viable.
what does the bird do? Why would anyone draft a Kilowattrel? Like, I don't see it being a single niche. It feels like something at the very end because you just have to.
It is a mon that is very strong in rain because it gets Hurricane and Thunder. It has pretty good special attack, and it's pretty fast.
I don't see the rain.
Yeah, he doesn't have rain.
I
Personally,
guess it.
I guess Kilowatt is just something to fill a gap with speed. Not even that. He has great speed.
Yeah. The speed gap exists.
I guess he just wanted a special attacker that is not a psychic type. Because if you look at all his special attackers, all of them are psychic types.
It's
Or
valid.
fairy fighting.
Very fighting indeed. But yeah, he got what he wanted. He wanted a gimmick. He had a gimmick. He got a gimmick.
He also got a very nice Melmetal on top of it. I think this deserves a C tier.
I would say high C, low B, just because of Melmetal being that strong, and he has Valiant and Gallade, which are still Pokemon that are gonna be very strong for him.
I think we're in a Nactex format, and every team's gonna have something that makes them super good.
Yeah.
They're always gonna have one mon that makes them super good, but I think compared to other teams, as a team as a whole, it kind of fails. So I think C is fine, and its individual mons definitely carry it. It would have been D if it didn't have that many good mons.
All right. So is booster energy allowed?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Maybe low B then.
Maybe, I guess, but
We can put it B for now. We
yeah.
can put it down later if anything happens. Next up is Copy Ninja, the team. Paid put as the last place.
Last.
We will avenge you, I swear. You're not last, I promise.
Yeah, we put him in S just so we can prove Pat did pick wrong.
He's actually first.
Like his main core is pretty strong.
Yeah.
He has
Yeah,
a very bulky
he can
team.
go. Yeah, he can go very bulky. He can also go very, very offensive. It's not a bad team at all. Just needs one more Pokemon though.
Mm-hmm. I think Mega Kong is kind of like an outlier here. I don't know why. I think I understand its purpose, but I don't think it will ever come.
No, Mega Kang's gonna come definitely.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe I'm underestimating it. I haven't used
Yeah,
that one in a long time.
For me personally, the outlier on this team is Azelf. It's a great mon, but I don't. The role it fits here is just like not the role Azelf normally takes in like a draft. I feel like because I feel like here he picked it up to be a fast special attacker, while most Azelfs run support or lead sets.
Yeah, but I think Azelf can work as a fast special attacker.
He definitely can, but he could have also just maybe changed the points a little bit in the lower half of his draft
Yeah.
just to round out the draft a little more.
Instead of
I
forcing
feel like
him.
the mismatch here is Zygarde. Both of his super expensive Pokemon that are supposed to be like the offensive core behind the team, they don't really have a lot of immediate power.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Zygarde.
Like a howl.
Yeah, but, like every single team has something that's going to be immediately threatening. Order has Roaring Moon, Ben has Urshifu and Gardevoir. Someone has Dragapult, Medicham, Qianbao. But there's nothing that, like, if I'm building versus this team, I never be like, oh shit, how do I beat that? I'm always like, oh wait, let me just put max HP and max defense on this Pokemon, I'll be fine.
Yeah, like the immediately threatening part. I think you're completely correct about that because most things on his team need either setup or need to run specs/life orb to do a lot of damage. Like, let's for example say Azelf, it needs to run either the nasty plot set or it needs to run a damage item to be like immediately threatening.
Yes. And
Zygarde's
even when it Psychic isn't the best move to lock into.
Yeah.
yeah. Zygarde is also a Mon. Most of the time it runs setup, like either Coil or Dragon Dance, which he could run it banned with 1,000 arrows, but I don't think he will use that because it's just his Terramon and Sweeper most of the time.
Yeah, we'll almost always opt for setup if it's the Terramon. It's just not gonna.
Is
Anytime.
Banded Zygarde even strong?
No, I actually think it's inferior in every way to just setting up a defense.
Yeah, most people just run setup on Zygarde because it's just like the better option. Because you most of the time as with Zygarde you don't want to be forced into only running one move. Although you could just go like 1,000 arrow spam. It's not gonna work against everything.
Yeah, teams with weak grasses it might actually work, but there's very few of those. Actually, weak grasses is kind of a trend in this league for a bunch of teams, so we'll see. Could work.
Yeah. Also, the thing is, like, I know he didn't have another option because he is running Zygarde as his Terra Captain, but Illumise as a Terra Captain is just god awful.
Yeah, Illumise as a it's really bad.
It's okay.
It's something from the same thing Noir did. They didn't think the whole thing through. They just went with whatever they liked.
It gets Wish and U-turn.
Yeah, like,
Fuck.
it's a prankster mon, so it has its uses, but I don't think it will come over anything else he has, really.
Not like one matchup, maybe.
Like, maybe one matchup where he needs, like, priority Thunder Wave or something. I don't know.
Probably defog. Whenever Moltres can't come and he needs removal, because he literally only has Moltres and
Yeah,
Smaller
true.
team have a lot more of role compression. Like certain Pokemon have to deal with a lot of stuff, so I don't think Illumise is ever going to be able to fit in.
it feels like he has to bring like 4 or 5 specific mons every single
Yeah,
match.
five specific mons every single game. And even the fifth slot, it would be unwise to bring Illumise 90% of the time. It's just not a good pick here.
Also, talking about roles on his team, he doesn't have a lot of hazard setters / cleaners. Like, Clefable is a lot of the time just gonna run Stealth Rocks on this team because nothing else really gets it except for, like, Azelf. I don't know if Zygarde gets rocks.
I don't think it does.
It did not. But I'm pretty sure it doesn't. There's no way Zygarde get rocks. Zygarde.
I would have seen it by now.
Yeah, exactly. We would have seen it by now.
Yeah.
I definitely would have remembered seeing it. So yeah, it's 2 hazard removals, both defog and both extremely honestly don't want to run it. Like Loomies does, but you don't want to run a Loomies in the first place. And then Clefable is the only rocks that are being real. Or Azelf, I guess, would be more prime. Which isn't horrible, but when you have no removal, it's kinda like
And like the role Azef wants to fill is on this team is most of the time not being this rock setter, it wants to be a threat.
mhm. Might have to be to get stuff low so Zygarde can come in and sweep up Sama.
So personally, I would put this team B. because
Might be.
he has a lot of options. He can also go low A if that is preferred by you guys.
I think
I think B is just fine.
yeah.
Do we
Maybe
put it
above
over or
10.
under Zep's team?
I think above, personally.
Yeah, above, because even if he had his first 6 months, maybe not the first six, like Among Us above Azov or even
Okay.
Kangaskhan above Azov, it would still be a really solid team versus everyone.
Yeah, he still has options. It's just
It's gonna be very annoying to build though.
yeah.
For him and his opponents. Okay, maybe not for his opponent. They're gonna have a good time.
Yeah, they don't have to worry about hazards at all.
Yep,
Yeah,
no
true.
hazards.
Also, has it stay on the field most of the time against him, so
Yep, if you have a spinner, you'll almost always get hazards on his side.
next team up is, in my opinion, the worst team, Ryan.
One of yes.
I don't want to bash Ryan because he's a good coach, but I do not like this draft at all because I do not see the identity of this draft as a whole. Because he has Trick Room, but then he also has webs, and his speed tiers are very, very wonky. With his second fastest mom being Simisear, which is also a Terra captain. And the other one is Celesteela.
Technically, his second fastest mon is Kokwabo. We don't count Simisear here. It's not coming. But I'm a fan of Mouse but it shouldn't be the only mon above 100 speed realistically, like not counting the Simisear. It shouldn't be. And like webs with Quaquavel is interesting, but the entire team is Trick Room orientated, I feel. And it feels like he kind of just got Mega Alt and Mouse and then just drafted randomly. It
Yeah,
doesn't feel like it has a rhythm.
I think we
Yeah, this
said.
looks like someone pulled up how to get good at draft book and saw Dragon Fairy Steel and just drafted Dragon Fairy Steel. Like no thought went behind this. Okay, let me go on YouTube. Guys, you need to draft Dragon Fairy Steel. Okay, great.
Pick 5
Yeah.
Celesteela 2 is so early. That thing might have actually made it back to him round 2 as well. It's my belief, at least.
It's a difficult thing to say because I know a lot of people like Celesteela, and then there's people like me and Thunder who absolutely despise Celesteela and would never draft it.
Thunder only hates Celestial because he missed Air Slash in a game.
Yeah. The thing with this team, I think personally he has a lot of mons that are on their own very good. Like Reuniclus is pretty good, Quaquavel's pretty good, but there is no apparent synergy I see in his team.
Yeah, I have to agree with that.
The best thing that keeps the team together is maybe bringing Vikavolt or like Meowsquare to pivot. And like that's the only way you'll ever get anything. Otherwise, nothing is strong enough off the bat, other than maybe like Glacier or like Mega Alt sometimes can be really strong, but almost everything else, like the last team needs some sort of setup.
Yeah,
Like needs Trick Room or needs like
I feel like most of his team, like there's some mons that are immediately threatening and some mons that need setup. Like something like Meowscarada can be immediately threatening with something like Flower Trick Band. Or Glastrier in general, very high attack stat, very scary mon. Although its typing is shit and speed stat, we don't want to talk about that.
yeah, it needs the Trick Room, so it kind of gets shafted, even though it has a very high base stat and attack power. For this team, I feel like Masquerada is mostly going to be trying to pivot and set up hazards, or like instead of locking into the band. Because honestly, it's not that great of a band user. Like when people die to the Flower Trick knockoff U-turn set, then sure. But I genuinely don't think it's going to be banned. I've used it, and band feels so underwhelming sometimes.
Yeah, Pate also put his team 14th above something like Copy Ninja's team, which I cannot understand and don't want to, personally. We also found the person who lost against Pate.
Yeah, I think he's gonna have to go in D tier for that one. He would have been a C tier team. I would have saved him from that fate. But I genuinely think that counting week 1, you have sinned a little too hard.
Yeah, just because he lost to Pate week 1, he gets
Yeah,
D
our
tier.
first game.
I think he does deserve the last place spot now, just because of that. I think you have brought
Mm-hmm.
shame upon us.
Like he could, like generally talking, he could be a low C tier team, just because he has threats, but the synergy is missing. That's why he is lowest team right now.
Yeah, as a team, it
I mean,
failed.
even if we forget about the game versus Spade, I think this team still borders on D.
Yeah, even then, but low C probably would have been a little fair.
Yeah. Next team is one of the strongest, in my and Aaron's opinion. It's P McGee.
Yes.
It's because the first 4 mons are just ridiculously strong.
I think the first 5 Mons and Primeape are really, really good Pokemon.
I think even the Aloe Cyclizar has
Yeah.
grown on me. Like last video we did, me and you, Ben, I genuinely didn't like it that much, but now I'm looking at it and I'm just like, bring the first 5 and then those 2 are like a Primeape, and you just win every single time.
Yeah. The thing I personally would have liked from this team, I understand why he chose Mew as his Terra captain, because it just makes a lot of sense. Mew is a great mod, and with Terra, it just gets even scarier.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually funny seeing how no one thought of getting Mew first.
Yeah. He
Mew went what? Oh, it got picked in round 2. What the fuck?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it went to round 2. He has
You're
Chien-Pao
telling
and
me?
Mew. So,
And Iron Moth and Scizor Mega.
like, even his low tiers, like, I personally do not approve of Torterra, Rotom-Fan, and Rampardos. I think he could have just put them in a ball and got something better for that. But the Primeape is like a very great pickup.
Mm-hmm.
Just because Primeape still gets Rage Fist.
Yes. But wait, what were people thinking? How did he get Mew second round and like right before it ended?
Well, to be fair, some teams got really, really good first and second picks, and it is an 18-man draft, so I don't know how nobody managed. But some people
And
didn't take
no one
Manaphy.
thought of the Pokemon that can run every single set in the game successfully.
Well, I'm round 2 Manaphy. I think that would be the reason. I'll put it on that.
Generally, some round 1 and round 2 picks made this possible.
Yeah.
This
And now we
team
have to do it.
has some interesting cores, though. Like, he has a Regenerator core with Cyclizar Aloe. He has priority fairy moves with Comfey. Strong mons with Chien-Pao, Iron Moth, Mega Scissor. Like, he has mons that are just threatening right off the bat. He has mons that require setup like Mew or Primeape. He has a lot going for himself.
I think a little bit of a flaw would be like I don't see him running. Like I think his first 4 almost have to come every game because of how good they are. So like it will almost always be the first 4 and then the regen core. Comfey will only come when like a state extremely counter or something, I think. Or maybe he'll slot it in instead of one of the regen core, but then it feels like kind of a weak defensive team.
Yeah, he has a lot of win cons. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't bring all of them.
Yeah.
It's very easy to leave Scizor or Iron Moth out, even Chien-Pao sometimes if you don't have the best matchup.
Yeah, Iron Moth's not Terra, so it's not like it's really scary, but it's not like phenomenal.
Yeah. I also think, like I said before, Torterra, Rotom-Fan, and Rampardos are probably never coming.
Nope.
Only way I see Rotom is coming if he needs a defogger and doesn't want to run defog on anything else. But then again, he has Cyclizar who could spin.
He's gonna bring it whenever he sees some very annoying ground type.
His hazards are kind of... Comfy gets defog again, right?
Yeah, Comfy gets defog.
And then he has Spinner, Cyclizar. It's not the worst, but setting is up to Mew, I think, right?
Yes, his setting is not that good. Torterra, Rampardos can set, Primeape can set. And then it's just Mew.
Yeah, but I mean, he'll never... Like, if he does run hazards, it will be the Mew anyway. So I don't really... For a team that's so offensive and, like, just kills everything, I don't think the hazards are going to be huge setting.
Primeape gets hazards, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it
think
gets
so.
stealth
Yeah.
rocks.
Only stealth rocks?
Yeah, great. Yeah, it does get stealth rock. So
Okay, yeah.
if he really needs hazards, he can manage hazards. I think this is our first S tier just because of that Mew. I
Yeah,
Yeah.
can't
was
see how
good for
anyone
low S.
beats dude.
I'll be shocked if he loses, honestly. This team is just so threatening.
Only way he loses if he mispreps, personally.
Oop.
He ha-
If Mew sets a void and then
Yeah, like he has to prep badly or just get like blown out by somebody who prep better than him. Like I can see somebody like Order having a very good prep against him and just winning because of that.
True, Order can abuse Sun freely against this team. One of the few teams without anything that abuses the Sun. And then maybe like H-Man with like the Zam, Palafin, Rillaboom, Cringe. As you cringe. He can just out priority anything that's faster. But definitely an S tier team.
Yeah,
100%.
Pate put it at 9th.
Which is blasphemous. I'm sorry, Pate. This was a top 3 team no matter what you do.
Yeah, this is a top 3. Yeah, I'd say this is the best team. I haven't even looked at all of them.
Yeah, it was my best team last video, 100%.
I think I only put Order above that because I was a little biased as well because I know how good Order gets.
Yeah, Order was my number 2 team by far, but this team was just. Ugh. Do they face? Oh, they do week 3. That's my week 3 match of the week.
Oh yeah,
100%.
that's
I want to
gonna
see
be
that.
a fun match.
How is Order going to beat Nasty Plot Mew with the right team?
Don't expose them. Don't expose them. Does he have a dark type?
It's just why didn't you guys ban Terrestrialize Mew? This thing's just gonna win every single game. There's nothing we can do about it.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be a problem.
It wins every single matchup alone. You have a Pokemon that can be any type. It can run any set. It has some of the best rounded up BSC.
Yeah, I think the only way he like actually loses a lot of can lose games or loses a lot if he doesn't prep well.
Yeah, it's just his prep.
Next team is Gabe, which Pate put first, I think.
Yes. A little high.
A little high, yes.
Just a little.
But I'm a fan of the team.
Terra
like how it
captains
looks.
here are Urshifu and Dunsparce.
Shifu's strong. Shifu Rapid
So
Strike.
Shifu's really strong, but then again, Shifu and Dunsparce
Yeah,
once again didn't think it through before drafting.
no 6-pointer. 2 7-pointers, though. 1 6-pointer, and you could have had something else, Terra.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of stuff in tier 4 and 5 that are terrible. People are just like.
He picked. The only reason I think he picked up Dunsparce is because he said it was a steal for 1 point, because it gets Evil Light now and is very much better than it used to be. Which I can understand, definitely. But still, if you run knockoff, Dunsparce loses that defensive buff it got. Then it's just a regular Dunsparce again.
Yeah.
I mean, at that point, just get Avalog. If you just want to change types, then just get Avalog.
Yeah. Avalon
And
is really with Terra.
bump up one of your 7-pointers to a 9-pointer. Like Avalog over Toad Scroll, and then Orthworm, you get a 9-pointer instead.
Is there a better steal on the board? Orthworm's interesting, but there's like Fortress.
Orthworm would be way better if Shettail was allowed, but obviously it's not.
It'd probably be like 11 points.
Yeah, he could have gone for something like Tinkaton over Orthworm and Avalok over Toad Scroll.
Yeah.
I think I'd love to do that.
Fortress is still there. Dual Blade's still there.
Hisui and Gudra are still there.
Oh my god. Don't get me started on the fact that Screamtail and Gudra are still on the board, please. It's blasphemous. It's unreal.
Even something like Hisui and Arcanine is still on the board, which is pretty interesting.
All the new mons that are good are still on the board. It's just ridiculous. People were complaining about the pool size.
Wait, is Samurott on the board?
Yeah,
No way, right?
Samurot's on the board.
Screamtail and Gudra are all on the board. Cleaver's on the board. Sandy Shock's on the board.
Not a lot of people went for like the Legends Arceus Paldean Pokemon.
I just feel like they forgot about them. Yeah, like but they're so good. It's whatever. People will eventually realize it. Hopefully, I'm praying.
Yeah, like a lot. Like Enamorous got picked up. I think both forms got picked up.
Yeah, and Amorous obviously got picked up because it's whatever.
Sneasler got picked up in Grace. Lilligant Hisui didn't get picked up.
I feel like that's a underrated one.
I'm not a big fan of.
Yeah,
Also, just
it's,
missed top one.
I think it's a 13-point mon, but it's in 14 now.
Yeah. I understand why people
uses that.
put it there because some people are just scared of it, but I don't think it's as good as something like a Caldeo or a Conkeldurr or a Boswell.
If you're gonna get an offensive grass, it's gonna be like Mouseguard or Cortana. You're never gonna get Lilligant Hisui.
Yeah, like even personally, I would prefer taking a Breloom over that Lilligant.
Mm-hmm. Just because it's cheaper.
Yeah, just because it's cheaper. But back to Gabe now.
Sorry.
We got a little off track there because we don't like that some mons are still on the board.
Someone draft them. Anyway.
Espafra is still on the board.
Don't tell anybody about that one.
I mean, yeah. Well, when you think about it, Espatra without Terra Blast is not great.
It's not that great.
Terra Psychic Sword power, like 2 setup moves, and then it still kills everything without a dark.
Yeah, like destroying Terra on anything, Terra Dark or Terra Steel.
Yeah, like some people cannot physically stop an Espafra from setting up, and from that point on, it just wins most of the time.
Yeah,
I think everyone can.
Everyone can, but that also depends on how well they prep for it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not hard to just put Terra Dark on a random Pokemon.
Yeah, but then again, Espafra can run Dazzling Gleam.
That it can.
So, like, if your Terra's Dunsparce, perhaps, then you probably can't stop it.
I mean, you can glare it and like go for the para flinching, but even then, you're not gonna outspeed it for more than one turn because of speed boost.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just gonna sub. You won't even glare it.
Yeah.
No.
But people have stuff like it's never gonna get past Celesteela, Heatran.
Yeah, that is
even
true.
Oh, never mind. Clear. Yeah, Gastrodon gets hazed. Yeah, it's never gonna beat Gastrodon either.
Yeah, like some people are not gonna beat it. Like personally, I have it in another league, and I had problems getting by a Bronzong with it. In the end, I did because he wasn't running the set I thought he was, so he couldn't out damage the Espafra. He didn't run any status like Toxic or something. Now back to Gabe. Positive things. First 4 mons I think are great again.
Slowbro as a round 2 pick, I completely disagree with.
I disagree this dude could have had. Well.
This dude could have had Mew.
Yeah, but it's still a good pickup. He could have picked it maybe round 3, but then again, you don't know if it would have gone by then.
Yeah.
I very much like Grimmsnarl.
It might, but when you're that early into the draft, you tend to have a plan that's super flexible. Slowbro is not something that should ever be a key piece.
Yeah, unless you're like going for that active regenerator defensive core. He has a little regenerator core with Tornadus and Slowbro. And he also has Toadscrew, which has Spore. Although its ability is god awful.
It is pretty bad. But the team does look very nice.
Yeah, the team in general looks very good. Grimmsnarl has a lot of potential on this team just because it can help something like Zard set up. Or even Raikou with Calm Mind can set up behind screens.
Yeah, it also brings in Nidoking, Fronty, Shifu as well, yep. And you also have the Future Sight Slowbro Shifu deck.
Yeah.
Always ruins my day.
It'll be expected to do a lot though.
Yeah.
I feel. Because like it's Slowbro, Orthworm, Grimm, and like a Dunsparce as like your real bull. Torn as well, yes. So I guess it's not as bad, but
the only one problem I see with this team is special defense in general is not that strong on this team.
Mm-hmm.
Grimmsnarl can patch that up a little bit, but generally the thing that's gonna take the most special hits is probably Torn if it runs something like AV, which it isn't gonna do a lot.
The worst part is the team gets ripped to shreds by Metagem.
Yeah. Like,
Can Slowpoke even break a bulky Metachamp sub? No fucking way, right? Oh, maybe it can.
depends. I think it can if he puts a little bit of investment into special attack, like something like 40.
Mm-hmm.
Generally speaking, I do think this team is pretty solid.
I don't think it's first though.
It's not
Yeah,
first.
but it is pretty good.
I think
What was the
Pate
word Pat
overrates
used?
it.
Creative?
Creative, yes.
I don't think it's creative. I think it's solid though.
Yeah, this team may
I don't
not
know.
be the most creative or impressive looking team.
Yeah.
You thought smart when drafting. That's what that's what Pate said about it.
That was the review.
But then again, I think Pate made his PRs pretty quickly, as I've seen, because he texted us in the mod chat, and then like 15 minutes later, he was done.
Yeah. Let's not expose him too hard though. But he did finish it quite fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, Paige just asks ChatGPT for randomized suggestions.
AI Biden helped him with this one.
This team, where are we putting this team? I think
High B, maybe.
high B or A, I would say.
Yeah.
This thing's definitely A. I don't. When you put it in B, you have to compare it with something else we ranked in B,
Yeah. True.
and the other Bs are not great.
Yeah, this team is
That's
A then.
comparison here.
Yeah, I would genuinely enjoy using this team.
Is it
The
better
other
than
Bs,
Noir's team?
I don't think.
No.
Oh, yeah, it's a very
He
difficult
loses
call.
to Dragon Ball. It's fine. We just put it.
Yeah, he
Next,
loses Drag.
yeah.
Good enough
Next up
reason.
is one of Callum's favorite teams, Luster's team, which
Hey, that was a Manaphy. Come
yeah.
Can I explain why this team is not ideal?
Go ahead.
Like you have one Pokemon. Your lowest speed tier is 80, and it's a Fione. It's never coming. So your lowest speed tier is a Tapu Fini. The Trick Room team eats you out completely. It's and you have so much speed and all this power, and it's your fifth and maybe sixth slot. Basically always your sixth slot. You're always gonna have to bring Kova basically. So your sixth slot is split between like 3 carries that all overlap. Like I just feel like some of them are so useless. Like Nihi and Regieleki could have been something else. Combine the points, drop down, get some defensive mons, bulk up the team. Then it's a real threat. But he like Koba as the steel type, the fighting type, and then all this offense. It's just your defensive core is Tapu Fini, Lando, and Koba, and it's just like so. Ugh.
I think hyper offense can work, but not when he has Regieleki and Deoxys speed. That just feels like a mismatch. I don't know what he was doing. He had
Doesn't have any
Deoxys speed
fitting.
Yeah, like
for suicide.
I think
He never.
one thing I don't like personally is he has Spectria and Regieleki, which are very restricted mons concerning coverage.
Spectre is fine. It got draining because it's perfect mon. I don't think it's like that's the mon I'll defend out of all the ones that he picked. That's why I didn't mention it. But Regieleki without Terra is just like.
Yeah, but allowing Terra on something like Lecky or a Spectria would just be a sin. But we allowed it on Mew, so then again.
The thing with infinite coverage, yes.
But Terrablast is banned, so Regieleki wasn't gonna do anything special anyways.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, that's why I said it was fine with Terra. I don't know if we allowed Terra, or I said it at some point.
Terra Spectre still is scary though without Terra Blast, because that Shadow Ball, if you don't have a normal type, that's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
No, you're never Terra ghosting Spectre. You're gonna go for Fairy, Steel, normal.
It doesn't get Terra.
Defensive ones, you mean?
Yeah, I mean defensive ones.
Yeah, probably, yeah. But if you wanted to run like that full offensively ghost Terra Spectre, you could.
Yeah, it's literally only just like
You
ghost.
just look at this team and you can guess what's gonna come every single week. It's gonna be Suicide Lead, Deoxys Speed, and then Choice Scarf Lando, Choice Specs GU.
Yeah, like he.
What else? Don Draining Tapu Fini. Nasty Plot Spectre with sub,
I feel
and
like
that's it.
bulky offense teams hurt this team a lot.
Anything that can live a hit.
Yeah, anything that can live a
Yeah.
hit just demolishes this team most of the time.
Yeah, you just have to realize all he can do is screens
Yep.
and just play with that. Just bring a brick man.
Yep. It's definitely one of my least favorite teams because I think this could have been probably an S tier team if like everything after Spectre just fit a little better. But I feel like it was just wasted.
Yeah.
Personally.
The thing I hate the most about this team is that the defense is getting mostly carried by Lando and Feeney, probably.
Valiant's just gonna get hit and die. Like it's more of an offensive mon than it is defensive. Like trying to rely on it as the steal is just like ugh.
Yeah, Koba is a fake steel type. Just because that fighting type doesn't give it the things it wants as a steel type.
Like imagine if this team just picked up Gudra Hisui. Like that's your steel type and the dragon type.
Yeah,
Wow.
that would have been great.
Infinitely better. But it did nothing in FA, and that kind of like upset me a little. I was like, this is such a cool team. I feel
So, where are we putting this team?
low B, I think.
Low B.
Yeah, it's got so much threat. Like he's still gonna win games. Like it's
Yeah, the thing is, you could rank it lower, but then you really can't because I mean, the team isn't the best, but like it has its flaws. But you can't really just be like, oh yeah, this team sucks. I don't need to prep. You do need to prep.
GU
The team is bad because if you prep really good, you can almost guarantee a win. But it's one of those teams you really need to prep for.
As long as you have a wall for like a certain amount of things, like even if one thing comes over, you can try to like out prep it. But teams matchups are going to be really important in your prep. Like this guy's still going to f you up if it's going to come down to like Lando or Chiyu or like.
Chiyu is always going to be one crit away from winning.
Yeah. Also, one thing we haven't mentioned yet is his hazard removal.
Yeah, it doesn't exist at this point. It's
he doesn't need hazard removal. This is going to be hyper offense every single week.
Yeah.
This is exactly
he's going to run boots. He's going to run boots on Lando or something.
Yeah, probably.
He sets up hazards, and as long as the other team doesn't have a spinner, then at least equal hazards. And
is this team better than Zep's team?
No, I actually think the Zep team's better. Just I at least the Melmetal and like the other like his gimmick can come.
Yeah.
In certain forms, but I feel like here it's just like you only bring 5 mons. Like at least the other team has options, but you only bring 5 mons every week.
On Pate's PRs, this team was 8th.
Blasphemous. Again.
We have compared some, like Zep's on Pate's is 13th.
I think that's okay.
Mine on Pace is 4, which I think is fine.
Mm-hmm. I think as we go, we'll get more and more like scattered. Like P McGee's way too low, Luster's a little high, but you and
yeah. Then again, Pate also put Noir at 3, which is also understandable. I think like he has some points where he did pretty good on his PRs, and some points we just all not agree on.
Yeah, it shines sometimes.
Next up is
the number
Cinda.
2 team, the creative team.
Cinda he put at 2.
Yes.
The most creative.
That is not a 2 team.
No.
It's a really good team. It's not a number 2 team. I'm sorry if you're watching.
If Dragonite got Terra, I think this team is number 2. Honestly, like just top 5, and like then the other options.
If Dragonite got Terra, this would be another one of those Mew situations.
Yep.
It needs
So,
but
we've talked about this before, Aaron. Some mons on this team just fill the same role and shouldn't be on this roster together. Like Kraydilly will, I don't think, ever come over Wochian.
Mogrim will never.
Yeah, Wochi and Kraydilly have the exact same type weaknesses: fighting, bug, not fire. Not fire.
Ice.
Yeah, ice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's no reason to have a Kraydilly.
Only reason he would get it over, get it in a game over Wochian would be for rocks, and even then, I wouldn't go for Kraydilly for that.
No, Wochian's still better. It's actually kind of an underrated mon for like how, honestly, he got shafted as a legendary. but
Yeah.
it's still okay.
It's the worst of
It-
the
it-
like ruin Pokemon, but it's still good.
Yeah, it still does its job. The ability
Dinglu got shafted hard as well, but that mod is so fucking crazy. It's still good.
Yeah, that's the exactly what you want from like a defensive, like the defensive abilities of the and stuff like that one fits it.
So positives about this
Usually,
team. He has.
usually when oh okay, go on.
You go on.
I was just gonna say when you have a Coco in a team, you want to get threats again. You don't want to get a Slowking.
Yeah,
It's a weird choice, I think.
Yeah. Coco fills a very supportive role on this team. I don't think it's gonna run offensive sets most of the time. Because
Like
his
when you
offense is probably gonna run through like either his two fighting types, Dragonite and fight type Plosion, and maybe Iron Threads most of the time.
yeah. So when you get a Goku, what you want to do is you want stuff that you can Volt Switch or U-turn into, and then win the game from there on. But Iron Treads and Slowking right away just feels weird.
Treads is actually really good, but like Slowking, like I was gonna say, like this is a team that I feel like if he just looked at the board, I feel like he could have excelled. Like there's Baxcalibur, Victini is still up. Like Victini third at this team would have been crazy. Latios is still up. Latios, it feels like there's so many more options than to just draft the Slowking and then emit and go down. Like the only other high tier pick is Dragonite.
Yeah.
Everything else is just like why would draft Frost last when there's like other stuff on the board? Like combine the points from the bottom, go up, get something at 14. Like it feels like a little bit of a waste, and he overlapped way too much on rolls.
His Terra Captain, like Breloom, I definitely understand as a Terra Captain why he wants that. I do not understand the type Plosion, honestly. Maybe like Terra Fire Eruptions, but otherwise I don't know why he wants this as a Terramon.
I don't think it's bad, honestly, but I just don't think it's ever gonna come. Like maybe in like specific matchups, but I do think Typhlosion as a mon with Eruption and now the Ghost typing is actually pretty good. I like the Sasui. 7 points, maybe a little high. I think 6 might have been better. But with Terra, I do think it will get opportunities to come in and do stuff, but generally, I think he could have done something else.
Yeah, I think if he Terras it's mostly gonna be into a defensive typing just so it can come in actually.
Or like a Ghost to avoid the fire weakness, or fire to avoid the Ghost weakness.
Yeah.
Or just run Scarf and then fire
Let
Eruption.
me just check something. Oh, it's gonna run Terra Grass and Bug a lot.
Oh,
Okay.
does it get Solar Beam?
I think it gets Flash Fire.
Oh, no, it gets Frisk. It says it on the,
Yeah, it gets Frisk, it doesn't have Flash Fire.
and Blaze, which is, I mean, Frisk is okay, but I don't think it's like, it loses that.
Yeah, never mind then. This is a pretty shitty mon.
I
Thought it
think
had fun.
I think what he did good is like as a 1 point mon, Morgrem is still pretty good with the Prankster.
Mhm.
And generally he has a pretty threatening team. I'm not allowed to talk too much shit about this team since I lost to it.
Well, that
Don't
is
worry,
the
I'll
stuff.
do it for you.
I lost 5-0 to Gabe, and I'm still talking shit. So, well, talking shit, quote unquote. But
Like the
you only lost
scary
one.
a thing I like about this team is like Iron Threads can come in with a and doesn't have to get booster energy because of Coco.
Mm-hmm. It's a very good combo.
Yo, who's the guy who drafted great? Oh, never mind. Oh, that's Aaron.
Drafted who? Great Tusk?
No, nothing.
Oh, you.
I
We'll
said
get to it. We'll get to it.
we'll get to it.
Okay.
So where are we putting in this team? I don't
Low
think it's
A,
a
maybe?
top 2 or top 3 team like Pate has it. It's definitely a good team still.
I think it's solid.
Who's number one on A for now? Who is it?
Right now, I am number
You.
1 on A. Since he beat
Yes.
me, we can put him over me.
How did you lose to him?
Honestly, I didn't prep good.
And then me and Shep kind of.
No, we can't do that. I think this team would go just below yours.
I think below is fine. Like team wise,
Just below.
Is it better than the Wars team though?
That might actually be debatable. Maybe under Noir for me. I think it might be better than Gabe's team though.
Is this core better than the Metacham, Corviknight, and Dragapult core? That's what we have to ask here.
I think he loses to Dragapult, so we put him below it.
Does he lose to Dragapult?
Yeah, the only wall for Dragapult's Wotion and he gets U-turned on.
Yeah.
Being honest. I've tried to wall Dragapult with a Wogen before, it doesn't work.
Yeah, nothing really walls Dragapult here.
Nope.
Not even Iron Treads because he can run special with like
Flamethrower. I mean, technically nothing walls Dragapult.
Yeah.
I have yet to see a Dragapult wall.
As long as you use it right, it's just unwallable. We are finally here.
We're finally at paid.
Yes. He put himself number 6.
Can we make an L tier for Fate? Right below everything?
Do you hate this team that much?
No, I think it's a decent team. It's not
I
bad.
think it's a B tier team all the way.
Yeah, like B tier is absolutely fine. The thing I don't like about this team is this is supposed to be a hyper offense team. And it seems very weak except for the first 3 months.
I
Yeah,
mean, Ledge is nice. Marine is pretty strong as well. Magneton's good. And then we just go downhill.
Overquill and UC are very specific, and if he doesn't use them right, they'll just be dog shit. And then Whimsicott's Whimsicott. Oricoro is like interesting, I guess.
Oricorio is interesting in that sense, since it has Revelation Dance. That is pretty much Terra Blast, just only for Oricorio.
Mm-hmm.
And he has it as a Terra Captain with Cerulege, as far as I know.
Yeah, it just does worse Cerulege stuff, honestly. So I don't think it will ever come. What's his?
Wait, does Revelation Dance give you the type of yourself, or is it anything?
I think it does.
The main typing you get as the Revelation Dance typing.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah, but like, if you terrestrialize, will it change?
It will change when you terrestrialize.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
It's interesting, but I don't think it will come a lot. Personally, I don't think.
I mean, it can come. It does now get Quiver Dance by level up, like by learning set.
True.
Which is pretty interesting.
So that means it gets fire. It's actually pretty interesting. It will run 3 moves and then quiver every round, but still pretty interesting. It will have like.
It also has Roost. You can do Quiver, Roost, Terra Blast, as in Revelation Dance.
True.
And then run Hurricane or something, like just fill the gap.
Yeah. It's usually going to be Hurricane and then either the Terra type and then Bolt Stabs or Terra type Hurricane.
The thing I don't like on this team is that he has Primarina and Whimsicott. I know they have 2 different roles as fairies, but I don't like them together on a team.
Nah.
They can go any Oricorio, right? Or does it have to be the Fire Flying one?
He can go any Oricorio from the start.
Yeah, that's why it's interesting.
So he could.
I just don't think he'll use it much. Like him, I think it will mostly come down to just Cerulege lock in. Like he'll use the Terra for that.
Yeah, I think the Terramon he's gonna run most is Cerulege, just because it's the better Mon than Oricorio.
Way more reliable.
The best defensive Mons on his team are Yuxi and Overquill, which is pretty interesting.
Primarina eats stuff, but it doesn't like to. Like his defensive core is like horrendous. Like
yeah, he doesn't have good defense. His offense also for a hyper offense team could be better, but he does have Lando, Lopunny, Hydreigon, which are very strong Mons.
Lando's a little underrated, like a little overrated as a first pick, honestly. Like for the spot he was at, I would have picked something.
I mean, it's still sheer force Lando. I understand why he picked it that early. There was stuff like Mew on the board, so.
Let me look at what else was on the board. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there was some.
Now that I've seen Mew, I don't understand. I feel like everyone is stupid.
I couldn't
Roaring
grab
Moon,
Mew because I
Darkrai.
went Urshifu first.
Yeah. You didn't have a second pick by then, so you're like exempt.
Yeah.
But like Blaziken Speed Boost, Darkrai, Palafin, Mega Alakazam, Roaring Moon, all these options were up, and you just chose Lando, and I sort of disagree with it.
His team is generally very fine. Hazard removal is mostly gonna run through Whimsicott, I think.
That's why it's gonna come. Yeah, it's literally just Whimsicott. Does Oricorio even get defog? Sorry, like
I think it does get default, but he will never run it.
it does, but you would never do that. That's like
And
insane.
only other mon that gets like he could run it on Hydreigon or Lando, but don't think he will.
Don't give him that idea. Let's not curse him. Let's not be like, yeah, we could just tell him to run it.
Yeah, this team is definitely.
Yes, Silprock goes bad. He could do that if he really needs it.
Yeah. What sets? Like Lando? Overquill and Lando are the only thing that sets. And Overquill's not rocks.
Yeah.
Overquill's definitely underrated. I think it will be fine. But he'll have to rely on it way too much and it will.
Like hazard-wise, he doesn't have much. He doesn't have a lot of removal, but I don't think he like if he wants to run hyper offense like this team says, he's not gonna need to remove or set rocks that often.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Hyper Offense always needs rocks.
Yeah.
Who needs U-turn on Lando when you can just run 3 attacks and stealth rocks?
Yeah. Like this Lando is gonna be a very interesting mon, I feel like.
I want to see how he uses it. I want to see if he like backs away from the hyper offense vibe and goes for like some random sets and stuff, like trying to run like niche hazards on Lando.
Or like defensive Hydreigon with Defog and Roost.
Yeah, I want to see. Like if it was Terra, I could see it maybe for the Hydreigon, but it's not Terra. So Terra Hydreigon defensive might be interesting.
That could be interesting.
But he doesn't have
Yeah.
it.
It's a shocker that he didn't go for it.
So this
Terra
series,
Hydreigon.
is it A or B?
It's B.
Yeah, I would never rate
Or,
that.
yeah, me. Yeah.
Is it better than Luster's team?
That's Thunder. Luster? I think, well, Luster beats him, so how about we put him below?
Okay. Luster just has the better hyper offense team.
Yes, he is an example for him to follow.
Next up, we have one of my opinion, top 3 teams.
Another S tier team.
Yeah, Order.
Order.
I think the only flaw with this team is the fact that it doesn't have a water type.
Yeah. But this team is scary offensively, scary defensively. Can run
It doesn't need a. Just bring in sun and everything resists water.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like,
But
the fact that he got Roaring Moon and Annihilate is very scary already. But then people let him have Torkoal and round 5 Ursaluna.
yeah, if he gets the Terra, it's gonna be very annoying. Oh, never mind. The Terra's on Hatterene, not Ursaluna. Okay, we're good.
Yeah, his terrors are Torkoal, Hatterene, I think, right?
Yes. Yeah.
We all know what's gonna happen. Hatterene's gonna Trick Room, Torkoal's gonna come in, it's gonna click Terra Fire Eruption, everyone's gonna die.
Yeah, or he just like gets Ursaluna, in which will be running through stuff with that base attack facade.
Ursaluna's actually pretty easy to bait with their SLIs.
It is, but like if you aren't prepped for it enough, you are gonna get hell sent your way. He also has like Venusaur Roaring Moon for a fast Suncor. Heliolisk also with solar power, although I don't like solar power as an ability.
I will probably be dry skin.
Oh, hold on. Orthworm, hard walls, Ursaluna. What? Shit.
Doesn't Ursaluna get like fighting type coverage?
Fighting type, yeah.
Oh, it does.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, because of his ability. No, Ursaluna gets fighting type coverage. Sure. Might actually get like fire. I think it gets fire punch too. It gets all the punches, which is ridiculous.
Also,
Definitely should have been a fair captain.
I think I like that he did. He also went for something like Crowbag, which is just gonna be a very good support mod. Although I don't think it's gonna come that often, considering his core. It's probably gonna be around those first 4 mons plus Ursaluna or Venusaur.
Yeah, he has a lot of mons that think they come, so he has a bunch of options. But Nancy might be a little bit of a waste of points in my opinion. But this is what it looks like to have a team that isn't super like he somehow managed to not have a mon below 8 points. On a team.
Yeah, he doesn't have a single mana below 8 points, and he still has like that many mons.
He has 10 mons and all of them are viable.
Yeah.
Which this is like perfection drafting.
Yeah, no, and even the Terras are done well. 19 points.
So I think putting this team S, nobody has something against that, right?
Nope, it goes S. I think Loki McGee, but what do you think? Like,
Yeah, it
high
has to be below.
I understand completely why it's below McGee. Personally, it's my favorite team, but I do understand why you think
Well,
McGee's team is better.
it's easily yes. We can't really argue about that, but I
Yeah.
think it's below P McGee as well. It's just Mew's fucking nasty. I don't see how anyone beats that.
That team's just gonna be like, ugh. Can't wait to face it. Very happy it's on my schedule.
I do face it too, which I'm scared of.
I don't face Order, luckily. I only have to face one of the 2 S tier teams currently, which is awesome.
I think I actually face both. Wait, let me check that. Okay, no, I don't face B McGee.
Okay, you've dodged.
I've dodged a bullet there.
Maybe
Next up
until
is
playoffs.
Ariel, the Darkrai team.
This team's kind of nasty.
Yeah, this one's C. You can just see that it's C.
C tier?
Yeah,
You
probably
think
even
with
D.
Darkrai, Skeletor, Genamaris, Glamora, Quag, Registeel, you think it's D tier?
What's Darkrai gonna do?
Kill everything?
60% sleep?
Okay, to me, I don't know. He lost week 1 to the bulky team, so maybe this won't be as prophesized. But I feel like Darkrai Skeletor is just going to tear through most teams. I don't know why we allowed that mon at all.
I understand why it's allowed because I've personally used it, and it is just a fast special attacker.
Yeah, Darkrai is just a slightly faster Hydreigon.
True. You're just gonna run like 4-man choice specs every game anyway, I guess.
Yeah, you have to run choice specs, otherwise it's not very good.
Yeah, you also rarely run like the hypnosis sets because of accuracy. If, like Dark Void was still good, Darkrai wouldn't be allowed, but since Dark Void isn't good anymore, Darkrai is allowed. Positives about this team though are, I think like the main core is pretty good.
Yeah, I think it's the 6 that will come every game, or the 7-ish that come every game will definitely carry.
Mm-hmm. I think he uses Terra points very well with Skeletor and Hariyama.
Yes.
Negatives, I think, is like the middle of the draft.
Xatu,
Clawitzer are very weird picks on this team.
They came very early too, if you look at it. Like,
yeah.
It felt like they were preparing to have nothing on the board and they grabbed their low tiers, but now that we see, even with 18 Nat decks, there's so much left.
So
this team's gonna be idea Namorous.
Callum, you said you don't like this team.
I am not a fan, no.
Can you go into detail why?
Oh, like whenever I'm ranking a team, I act like I'm gonna play versus it, and I try to see how do I beat it, and how is it gonna beat me. And this team doesn't look threatening at all. Like Darkrai is just gonna miss Hypnosis. If it does, I can always call hacks, cry about it. If it's gonna run specs, I will usually have something in my draft that deals with dark types. I think everyone has something that deals with the specs. Darkrai.
Yeah.
Skeledirge, textbook Will-O-Wisp stuff. They might go for niche specs, but Usually, if something can beat Darkrai, it can beat Skeledirge.
There's also like a new set that popped up recently with Flame Charge and spam of his signature move. What was it called again?
Torch Song.
Torch Song, yeah. Like that setup set.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think that will come a lot, or at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Usually when you're prepared.
Nemris is a quite interesting one because it does get superpower
Yeah,
with
and
contrary.
Nemris is a genuine threat. I was just gonna talk about it. Like, Nemris hard carries this team. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I've used it myself as a special attacker. It's amazing. Like you can run Specs, you can run Scarf. You can also just run contrary superpower stuff like physical sets. It's pretty good.
yeah, and it can also be like a pseudo Mega Diancie, where you can just run a mix set and you break through everything.
Hazard setting on this team is amazing. Like he has Glamora, he has Registeel who can set hazards, Quagsire. Removal is another thing though. Removal is not that good.
Defog superior.
Or Enamorous / Zatu. That's it.
Nemris gets defog.
I think it gets defog just like all the genies do.
No, it's not in
Oh right, it's not in the main game yet.
Yeah, so it's lacking its pivot move and it's lacking its defog, and then it will become a super.
Yeah, then it will be a great mon. It already is pretty good.
Yeah, I think like this is another team that draft went a little astray. Like imagine Gudra Hisui on this team over Registeel. I think they'd have a really good time and maybe a physical attacker somewhere.
Like imagine like something like a Hisui Arcanine in that team that is like immediately threatening and just tears holes into teams.
Imagine like a Baxcalibur.
Yo, is Baxcalibur undrafted?
Yeah.
Yes.
Victini. No, he has fire type. Yeah, it's really just like Baxcalibur you could have drafted. Like Iron Hands. Iron Hands might have been really cool.
That yeah, like instead of Hariyama, maybe Iron Hands, that could have been interesting.
Yeah. Mamos Wine, like there's a lot of physical threats because that's what this team lacks. It lacks physical as well.
Yeah, like Hariyama's gonna carry that physical side of the offense if it's not like a Curse Registeel or a Superpower Enamorous.
This is a team, one of the specific teams I would say, like, if you had used FA a little bit better, or just Grace Period, like, grab one of these busted mons at the top, get rid of your weakling defensive stuff, and just improve your team. I think this could have been a really scary team.
So is this our first C tier team, or?
I think so. Low C. I think something else might join it, maybe, but.
Does Callum agree?
Yeah, I would definitely agree. Let's see. It's what I called in the beginning.
Yeah, he kind of just been like, that's a C tier team.
Next up is Zach's team.
Improved
a lot in Grace.
But we still end up with a little bit of a suboptimal team, I feel.
It's very colorful, I'll give him that. It looks very nice.
Not a lot of colors.
Zach is 16th on Pates, and Ariel was 12th.
He's above me.
No, I'm sure Zach's team is better than Ariel.
First things first, positives. He has Lele Sneasler, which is very scary.
Yeah.
And he has...
Sneasler sucks balls. Like, I don't get it. What's the hype behind Sneasler?
Dire Claw.
But you have Covert Cloak now. Just use Covert Cloak.
Yeah, but nobody's figured that out yet, so it's good.
Yeah, a lot of people are still new to these new items. Not a lot of people are gonna run.
I use Sneasler. It's good, but it's not like I think in this team it's not good because I feel like it's relying a little too much on Sneasler. Like if Sneasler, like I have it on team with Terra Spectrier and Palafin, right? Like I don't need to rely on it. I can just scrap it if I need to. And that's how it's good. But if you put it as a prime Pokemon, it's usually not gonna like carry you because most people run, like you said, Covert Cloak for the Dire Claw, or sometimes it has a bad matchup, which is rare, but sometimes it will. And isn't it the Terra on this team, or am I tripping?
No, Hoopa is a Terra, so his Sneasler can't.
Okay.
What is the other Terra?
Probably Volcanion, I would assume.
Volcanion.
Yeah, it was Volcanion because I remember before they made the trades, I was putting down notes, and I was hyping up this team because Volcanion Terra literally won against like 7 different. He didn't even need to have a good team. He just run Terra Volcanion.
Yeah, like
Terra Volcanion coming in with a lot of pivots is very scary.
Yeah.
I think
Very, very scary.
something I don't like about this team is that he paired Scissor with Lele.
Yeah. It used to be worse.
I-
But he changed it.
Yeah.
Didn't he run telepathy for? No, that was someone else, right?
Yeah, that was someone. That was the
Okay.
person who drafted Fina. That was Noir. He
Yes.
ran telepathy.
That was odd. I don't know. I remember seeing it. I was like, but it's fine.
I think the odd one out in this team, like two bonds stick out to me. Like they're very odd on this team for me personally. Are Type Null and Tyranitar.
Not Sceptile.
Would you think it's Scizor and Sceptile?
Yeah, I think it's Tyranitar, Scizor, and Sceptile. Honestly, like, because I'll be real, this team just loses the ground types. Where's the flying type? Like,
He has rolled a
From your-
wash.
even then, like, most ground types will get something to be able to hit the wash eventually, or they'll just fucking toxic it.
Yeah,
and then
true.
It cripples it. Like, you have wash.
Yeah, but then
and
again,
Sceptile.
they can do that versus any ground counter.
I guess fair enough. Well, most.
Like I'm just imagining something like Ursaluna running through this team right now.
Yeah, Ursaluna does run through this team, but then it just loses to Volcanion, so I guess it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I forgot about Wash, I'll be honest. So I guess I'll retract my statement because it was shitty. But still, just like resist being Sceptile, and then you have one immunity is kind of like, at least with a flying type on this team, it could have had like 2 immunities, then it's fine. But
Yeah. I do like the Hoopa as a Terra. It removes its awful dual typing.
yes.
Hoopa still is pretty frail and slow though, so I
This
don't
is
know.
pretty much every priority. Anytime something runs fake out, it will die. To be honest. Unless it's Scarf.
I think Mudsdale might be slower than Ursaluna.
Is
Really?
it slower than Ursaluna?
Wait, oh yeah,
It
of course.
is slower than Ursaluna.
Yeah, it is.
So-
Ursaluna has
Yeah,
50
he
speed.
does not run over from
For how
Ursaluna
bulky
at all.
Ursaluna is, 50 is crazy. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, true.
So I think like I definitely didn't expect the FAs to go this way. Like when they were making FAs, I definitely thought they'd pick up some more threatening mons.
Yeah,
Like I definitely think something else could have come. Like maybe like just pick up the Mawile. I think the Lele first round is extremely odd.
a thing he talked with me about in while drafting, he was very hyped about using Absol, Mega Absol, which he then changed in Grace and got Sneasler and Mega
Yeah.
Sceptile.
The doc says his free agents are all intact. Did he
Yeah,
use the
he
phase?
He used them in Grace.
He was the one person who made more than like 2 trades in Grace. So he had the team was really bad. You're glad you. I don't know if you saw it. I'm glad. If you didn't, I'm glad. But it's a lot better now. But I still think it could have been done a little better, considering he had Grace. Like he could have dropped the entire team and remade something. There's enough stuff on the board to remake an entire.
So, ranking this team. Callum, do you still want to say something about the team?
Yeah, no, I have no clue how to rank this one. It feels weird.
C is I literally think it's just a C tier team.
Like, I think all the mons are great, but I just don't see them working together.
Is it better than Ariel's team or worse?
I think honestly Ariel just has more firepower than him. I feel like personally, like
Huh?
Lele and
Ariel-
Sneasler is really good, but
Wait, how does Ariel have more firepower?
you don't. I mean, Skeletor's, Darkrai, and Amorous.
Yeah,
Mars
you have
Superior.
Lele, Canyon, Sneasler, and Tyranitar.
Yeah,
Mm.
I would personally say Zach's team is
Maybe-
better than Ariel's.
Yeah,
It's
I was wrong.
you have to think when you're prepping for this one.
Yeah, you still have to
Yeah,
think because
Ariel.
if you don't prep enough for Zach's team, you can still get like slaughtered by something like Sneasler.
Yeah, if you like ignore the Terra type,
Yeah.
I guess, or like if you ignore the Lele.
Yeah,
anything
it's the OP Jellicent effect.
Yeah,
It's not hard to beat if you prep right, but if you don't prep right,
Yeah.
you get punished. Yeah,
Next team
like
is
you have to prep
Roy, by the way.
first 4 on this team is kind of nasty.
Roy. Oh, I think I helped Roy build a little bit, but then I got distracted and he went ballistic.
Reverum is not 7 points. I'm sorry. That tier is unreal.
Yeah, he has Reverum as a Terra captain though with Garg.
Wait,
I
I
mean,
thought he was gonna do Haxorus as a Terra captain. No,
He didn't
Garg
do
is better
Hexerus
though.
because he went for Garg.
I told him to get Haxorus as the Terra captain,
Mm.
or I might have forgotten. That might be on me.
I think Garg's fine. Like if he had to Terra something else on his team, Garg. But Haxorus would have been really interesting actually.
Like, if Garg is still a pretty good Terra, and using
Terra
the rest
Haxorus
for
and Draft.
Reverum is pretty okay.
Terra Haxorus and Draft is a lot like. I mean, it's not a lot like. It's somewhere similar to Mew. Like
Yeah.
if you have the right coverage, how is anything going to beat a Haxorus? 150 base attack, Sword Stance,
Or Dragon
and
Dance if you want the speed.
yeah, or Dragon Dance if you want speed. You
Yeah,
can go into what's that item again? Loaded dice, skill shot,
Yeah.
Yeah. Generally, I think this
and
team is
then.
pretty strong.
But it's a shame this thing doesn't have Terra.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hexerus with Terra could have been pretty cool, but I understand why he went for Garg.
Garg's kind of a little overhyped with Terra, I feel. Just slightly.
Yeah,
I
like,
think it's getting a little too much credit.
what's the new item, Covert Cloak, which you can run to get rid of secondary effects?
Salt
Yes,
Cure,
Scope Cloak.
Yeah, so Salt Cure just gets
it's
wasted
not
by
as
that.
Yeah. Like defensively, it's like really, really good because it's just changing into a different typing than rock.
Yeah.
But even then,
River
I think
Room is also a very interesting Pokemon because it gets Shift Gear. So
Yeah.
it can technically sweep if he does it right. But I
if he
think
pulls
he's
off
gonna
a
Yeah.
river sweep, I will do unthinkable things. I'll never see
But
it.
isn't Rev Room's signature move dropping its speed by 2 stages?
Yeah, I
Yes.
think that is the case, yeah. But Room also gets Parting Shot, so a little support, I guess.
It's such a weird mon.
It feels weird.
They
It's
could have done so
very
much better. It's one of those mons that they made with the intention of people having to level it up to level 20 in the actual game, and after that, it just doesn't exist. It's like Oink Winge, but it's somewhat viable. Terra.
But hey, are we guys forgetting this dude has a speed boost Blaziken?
Yeah, People's Blaziken is pretty scary.
Another mon and maybe it will be fine. I don't know, but we'll see. That seems a little overtuned for me, but it's just because I haven't seen it in draft in so long that I'm just like,
It's been for as long as I can remember.
yeah.
I personally
When
think
he told me it's loud,
it's
I didn't know.
more fine in draft than it is in like ladder because you can prep more directly for it. But it's still a scary mon.
No, but the thing is, this Blaziken can also prep directly for you. In ladder, you have Bexes and Feenies everywhere. That's why this thing dropped to UU. It almost went to UU.
Yeah, that is true.
I think it might have gotten banned from UU to UUBL, but I'm pretty sure this thing went to UU at some point.
Yeah.
But now you have one Feeny and one Bex that's undrafted. Anything else that's going to check it is probably going to lose to some variation. Quagsire is going to get dicked in the face by Power Herb Solar Beam. Life or Thunder Punch for most water types.
Yeah, a lot of people forget that Blaziken can actually pretty much run special sets pretty good.
I think it has like 120 special attack.
Is it that high? I thought it was like 105.
No, it's 110, my bad.
Ah, okay. Also,
But yeah, it needs no investment to kill a Quagsire.
yeah, like his offenses, like Blaziken, Haxorus, and Zorark are pretty paired around a good defensive core, I feel like, with Tinglu, Garg, and Zapdos. Even Florgrass can come there.
I think a screen setter would be really nice.
Yeah, like I don't think like the lower four mons, I don't think any of them will come often. Like the thing that
Yeah, 4 are never ever coming.
I think like Eldegoss might come for like spin or something, but even then,
You just
Oh, yeah.
lose that matchup. You lose the matchup if you
I
have
think Inteleon, Revavroom, and Tinkaduff could be joined to make one really good steel type.
Yep. Or just
Yeah.
a water type and a steel type at like mid tier points, and then boom, you're done.
Yeah, we could have 2 months.
It's like
Inteleon just feels like a lazy way to add a water type. Like, oh yeah, I
it
need to add a
feels
water type.
wasted. It's his highest speed though, so maybe he was just looking for something with one plus.
yeah, even then he could have maybe paired like his points, like get Eldegoss, Tinkaduff, and Inteleon together and get like a faster mon.
Yeah.
So where are we putting this team? Because
Try to tell
offensively
nice.
it's great. Defensively it's cool. Like only the last 4 months are not gonna come that often.
Yeah, it's got a solid 7, I think. 7? 8, maybe. I can't count. I don't know, like B? Is it better than I think it is better than Zed's team.
I
Maybe.
do think it's better than Zep's team, definitely.
Yeah.
Question is it better than
I think it is better than copies. Maybe.
yeah, like Copy's team isn't like as immediately threatening as this team is.
It's like opposites. Like they both have okay, like copy has okay offense, but is better defensively. Nothing like super
But
threatening.
this team has good offense and is okay defensively.
Okay. Yeah. But I still think it's a little bit better on the defense, so I guess it will be a little higher.
It's really solid defensively. Dingloo, Zapdos, Garganacl,
Yeah.
Florges.
Florges is actually pretty good.
It's one of those teams. If this dude preps right, he can pretty much win versus anyone.
Yeah, I'd put him at 10.
Though there's like he doesn't have a I don't know what the words for it, but it's like a pre-stated bad matchup.
Yeah,
I
like
think he has ways just about everything. Yeah.
yeah, if he preps right, he doesn't have like a direct bad matchup because he can still, even if he wants to, he can run something like offensive Zapdos, which people still do.
Yes.
So his team is pretty good. Just like the last 4 Pokemon are like pretty weird.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, it could have been really good.
That could have been a contender for S tier if like the last few months were packaged better. I feel like.
I think it would have been easily an S tier if it didn't have the Haxorus Garganacl situation and the last 4 Pokemon being bad.
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
Yeah, because like if he combines the last Pokemon and gets like a water and a steel type, then Garganacl doesn't really need the Terra either. He won't ever need because like realistically right now, like Garganacl will always Terra into Steel or Water just to be able to solve that problem.
13, right? So if he switched out Garganacl for something else, like a Hippowdon.
I think you might keep Garg there, but even then,
Yeah,
you just
yeah, like Garg is still a good Pokemon, so I think he still keeps it, but he could still do something else with the lower tiers.
get other options.
Yeah.
The Donzo.
Next up is
Dondo.
H-Man. He has the Palafin
H-Man-
Alakazam team.
The first 3 Pokemon look so fucking good, and then it's not that great.
Real Magnezone. Instant is the only good Mon Pass that I think. Maybe Miltank.
I think like after Magnezone it starts dropping in quality of like Pokemon. Incineroar is still pretty good and Miltank has its uses. We again have that problem with why pick Flygon over something like Baxcalibur still being there.
Noivern's up, isn't it? Yeah, I dropped Noivern.
You dropped Noivern.
To be fair, yes, I did drop Noivern.
I don't remember if you had it at that point that he got Flygon. Couldn't tell.
I think
right
I did. Yeah, I think I risked Noivern because I thought it was No. I had it. I'm sorry. I didn't think it was replaceable, and I remade my team.
First of all, this team's like first 3 Pokemon are just like they deal damage.
They do. Hey, wait, I heard Rillaboom doesn't have priority anymore.
No, it's not.
We play Natdex, so it still does
Yeah.
have.
Otherwise, that would be a ridiculous 16-pointer.
Yeah.
That would have been like a scam and a half to not tell somebody about that.
Yeah.
Oh, it just got nerfed in base power. Right. Okay, great.
Like a thing I think I and
Why would
Aaron
anyone
talked about a
think-
lot is Azu's gonna carry a lot of defensive weight.
too much, actually.
Yeah, but why would you even get an Azu when you have a Belafin? And you wasted 13 whole points on it too.
It's very type.
Yeah, there were better fairy types and probably still
Yeah,
are
there
some
are-
better available.
Yeah, you could definitely change it out.
Like
Feels weird
also,
to see an Belafin.
I think like we have the same problem with the last few Pokemon. Like Braviary, Crustle, and Beartic could have been like put them together and get a different bond that's better maybe.
Just get rid of Magnus
Yeah,
and Porygon.
I think this is why most of the higher tiers are empty. People just got 3 1-pointers instead of one
Yeah.
3-pointer.
This is why I feel like all the teams evened out. Like the board is so hefty, and there's a lot of just like I prefer Magnezone. When like imagine like Magnezone and Flygon come together and get Sandy Shock and save some like scary stuff like that you could just slot in. Like there's so much left to do anything. You could just abandon
Wait
defense altogether.
a second. Mega Mawil's undrafted.
Yeah, I know. I thought about it, but I was
What?
yeah. It's there's
Oh
so many
my
teams that
God.
could have just gotten it. Is there a team without a Mega? Just a quick note. I don't think there is. Oh, Roy's.
Huh?
Roy's team.
Yeah, there is a team without a Mega.
Roy, Order.
MPG.
Yeah, there's some teams without megas, so I don't think megas are required anymore. It's not like megas are the best thing in the world anymore.
Yeah, but there's some of them that are left that are just a little head scratchers.
Like Mega Mall didn't get picked up. Like some teams could have very much benefited from that.
Absolutely. Mega
Yeah, just think
Arrow.
about it. They could have gotten something like Mawile over Azumarill and
Yeah.
just dropped something out. They need 5 points, so they could drop the Braviary and then merge Crustle, Beartic, and add a point. So you have a 7-pointer.
Yeah,
Imagine if you picked up like
there's still stuff like Mega Mall, Galar, Darm, and Gliscor on the board. So
Gren and Cinderace are scams, so we'll just ignore them. But
yeah.
Yeah, Greninja and Cinderace are indeed scams.
I'm so glad nobody picked
Cinderace is still fun. You could go Terra Normal, Sword Stance, Double Edge, but
Yeah.
The Liberace nerf. Just kind of like
I think H-Man could have done, and could still do, is change Azumarill to Screamtail. That would help him so much more.
sort of.
yeah, and then he gets a lot of points to upgrade something big time.
It's a 1 point difference, which combined with all the getting rid of all the blow tiers, that's a lot of points
Yeah,
actually.
getting rid of the low tiers as well.
Another team that they could just use their trades and infinitely make their team better. I feel like even if you just like opt for like imagine instead of Azumarill they just went Iron Hands.
Yeah.
Overlap. Like Iron Hands just fills the same role and it's better. Like it's just not defensively. And then you just swap out everything lower than it for like defensive mods.
Yeah, like for a good fairy type or something. Like even Aromatisse could have been like good there as a defensive fairy if you wanted that.
I prefer it over Azumarill as a fairy on this team. The Aromatisse, even though it's ass.
I think he did
Slurpuff.
good though. He's spent his Terra points well. He spent it on Flygon and Magnezone. Although I don't like Flygon on his team, it can still use Terra good, and Magnezone uses Terra pretty good.
Yeah, I think even though they are mons I would replace on the team, I think currently on the team those are good usages of Terra. I think they're interesting.
Yeah, like if you
Terra
want
Normal, Boom Burst,
Yes.
Flygon.
Yeah, even though Flygon is like the worst version of Noivern when it comes to Terra Boom Burst, I feel like.
Yeah, that is true.
Wyvern is there. Could have gone like Weezing too. Weezing Galarizo.
Yeah, that's also a very good defensive
I don't
fairy
know.
type.
We could go on forever. Every single team we see, we can go on forever about what you could replace.
Yeah, true.
There's so much left.
But this team offensively is great. Defensively, it lacks a lot, though. I feel like.
First three are going to carry a lot of games, and then maybe Azu with Belly Drum sometimes. But otherwise, it's like up to Azumarill, Incin, and like Miltank. It's like take a hit. It's like,
Yeah.
I would never rely on a Miltank to take a hit.
I like one thing, though, is that Magnezone gets rid of pesky steel types for Alakazam, so it doesn't have to run like Focus Blast or Mystical Fire all the time.
Yeah.
It's like free up a move slot for Alakazam.
Yeah, Zam just runs setup every round. Just runs barrier online.
So where are you
Really nice.
putting this team?
Feels like a mid B-ish. It's
Is
hard
it?
to call this bad. The moment you start underestimating Belafin, Mega Alakazam,
You just lose at that point if you
I
underestimate.
mean, this team gives you a lot of stuff to think about when you're prepping for it. Belladrum, Azumarill, Old Dragon Dance, Flygon,
Maybe above Zeb,
Ma-
but below
above-
Poppy.
and
Above Zeb?
Belafin.
I can agree with above Zeb.
Yeah.
Definitely above Zeb.
Okay, we are getting to the final three. Thunder.
Oh, this guy just stole the team from OP Jellicent's last season.
Yeah, he just stole Luster's last team, pretty much, and just changed up a few things.
Like in Dusk is
Yeah,
so
for plagiarism, he gets banned.
Yeah, we put him in D tier for plagiarism, or P tier for plagiarism. Let's change D tier to P because it doesn't Ryan have a P in his name somewhere? No. Is that like his Discord name or something?
Like he's Ryan Typhlosion, I think.
Typhlosion has a P in it, so we can change the tier to P and put him in there too.
Okay, done.
Bingo,
Next
bingo.
team.
Now we can. Yep. This team.
Yeah.
I just don't like Dusk. Like, if we remove Dusk, that 6 is strong, and then after that, it's just kind of like, why would you draft Honchkrow? Pix is cute.
Yeah, like-
Ursaring's interesting.
Ursaring is interesting. I do think, though, again, last three Pokemon he could have packaged into something better.
Yeah, we have the same critique on every single team.
Well, he needs 9 Pokemon, so he'd probably have to keep Honchkrow, but
Or I would keep Ursaring in that sense, because I do think Ursaring is a little better than Honchkrow in that sense.
yeah, and then you just take Dusk and you divide it up into low tiers or something like that because it's a top heavy team.
Yeah, it
Garchomp
is a
Mega's
very
insane.
top-heavy team.
Garchomp Mega's insane. I don't know.
God,
Well, it
that's
didn't
so late as well.
yeah. It's
This team tries to be what OP Jellison drafted this time, but it just doesn't get there.
nope.
Nothing feels as scary.
Zero Aura is kind of scary sometimes, but it really is matchup dependent. Like you have to be super weak to Zero Aura to
Yeah.
be able for him to be able to bust through
And
your
you
team.
could give like Bastardon a float stone and Zero Aura's Grass Knot's gonna do 30.
Yeah, like even something like Manaphy, it's not immediately threatening, so it's a difficult Pokemon to rank for me.
Yeah, Manaphy will usually try to go bulky, and then it's gonna get outsped and killed. And then if it goes offensive, then it's probably gonna get killed.
It's the Soul Water
Well,
type too. So it's 100% reliant. It didn't get flipped, right? Like I questioned that before, didn't I?
Yeah, this team is definitely built to be hyper offense, but I'm not sure how well it's gonna work.
What pivoting does he have?
There's no pivoting.
That's a good.
Togekiss on pass.
Zero Aura, Volt Switch, and then that's it.
Manaphy didn't
Punch
get
Crush.
flip turn.
I swore it did at some point.
It does have U-turn, but it doesn't get flip turn.
Okay, so Manaphy does have pivoting, but flip turn would have been nice. It would have been a nice buff. That
I can realize this can use eject back close combat.
Like,
the something here.
this team is like very interesting for me because like Manaphy and Togekiss could have gone later in his draft. I think they went very early for him.
Imagine Mawile Mega second pick of this team.
Yeah, but then he
Wow.
wouldn't have that Garchomp.
True. Garchomp is actually worth it. So maybe Latios or Victini.
Yeah, Victini would have been great for this team.
Yeah. Necrozma's interesting, but it's not Terrace, so it's just not a mini Mew, I feel. Or even then, it's it's nothing crazy. Latios could have been cool here over the Necrozma. Then you have Garchomp, so just rethink your second pick stuff.
Necrozma is Terra.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's Necrozma Ursaring.
Oh, I thought it was Aegislash. I looked wrong.
Oh,
But yeah,
Necrozma is good.
the Necrozma's fine.
Necrozma's pretty good as a Terra, I feel like.
Yeah.
It can run the stupid thing that Espatra does, but better.
Yeah, way better. It's better at Spellthrow.
Yeah. Just that it's not as fast as his Spellthrow, but still does the job. Because Necrozma is that bulky, it doesn't really need the speed, I guess.
So I think like this team will just it's the first 5, and then instead of Dusk, it's Garchomp, and then it will have problems with being outsped by Mon's 101 plus speed. And if it does bring Dusk, it will just lack offensive pressure because either Garchomp's gone or like maybe Manaphy would be gone, and then you lack defensive. So I feel like it has a solid 6, but then the other Mons just will never ever come. Like I'll never see the Haunch Crow. Maybe you'll see the Ursaring if he loses a bunch of weeks and he's trying for something.
Yeah.
Or like
I
maybe
think
you'll
he
see the Dusk.
actually used Ursing week 1.
Really?
Yeah, he did.
Against Luster?
Yeah.
He used Ursaring against Chiyu, Lando T, Boba. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, the question is, did he win?
No.
No way, right?
No, he lost 2-0.
Of course he
Chiyu
did.
owns this team. Chiyu owns this team. Like it just clicks any move at all.
Yeah,
Shit.
Chiyu is like very scary for this team.
His
Like,
only option would have been like Zeraora coming in to revenge it. Otherwise, Chiyu can just run specs because that it's a week where he has to run Dusk. So,
Yeah.
we'll explain it later, but that was an obvious one, I think.
so tiering wise,
I genuinely think we just keep it P.
do you think it's that bad?
No, I just think it's kind of funny in plagiarism. I think it might have been maybe I'm underestimating it, but like low B, high C probably would have been where I would have placed it anyway.
I would have.
Yeah.
I would have maybe put it like between Pate's and Luster's team.
Yeah,
But
but
we just
I think
we can keep it P for the fun of it.
yep. Thunder, you're actually like
Feeling.
you're still above Pat. You're still above P. So don't worry about it.
It's just plagiarism and all.
Yeah, you start with a P, so we're putting you down there.
MPJ, he has a P.
Oh shit.
I
Okay.
hate seeing that the team has like every single bad Pokemon I can think of.
Every mediocre Pokemon.
This
Every
team
mediocre-
is
What mediocre I don't know.
this team is slow.
Yeah, 102 base speed is the highest is crazy.
Like Garchomp.
That was a rank grade.
How's Garchomp your fastest mon?
Well, it
Isn't
gets
it
skill
Thunder
faster,
T?
technically. Thunder T is 101, isn't it? Or is it 101?
Yeah, Thunder T is 101, Garchomp is 102.
Yes. Thunderous is 111. But I took that and then I dropped it again. So
Yeah.
you could pick that up, maybe. I don't know. Another one of those teams where I feel like if he just rethinks everything, like maybe keep Tangrowth and then rethink everything below it and then just revamp. Like he has a bunch of solid mons. They're all like
Like
then
he
you
could
get
still
there.
keep something like King Gambit because King Gambit is a great mon.
Mhm. Imagine Victini on this team. I think we said that. We said that this is where we thought Victini would have been really good. I think.
Yeah,
on this-
Victini would have been great for this team.
Yeah, like fourth Mon Victini would have been awesome.
Even something like a Cinderace would have been pretty cool here just because of the speed here and the
Yeah.
damage. Even though
The one team that might get it is Cinderace, yeah.
yeah, even though like you spend a lot of money for the fact that it's not worth that much anymore, it's still a good mon for your team.
This is the Screamtail team. This is the team that needed Screamtail.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
like-
said that for every.
Enamorous T is like a very weird one for me.
I think it's okay, but
What does the
it's
numbers even do?
It's like a bulky Togekiss. It's like a bulky Togekiss without Serene Grace.
it also doesn't have its defogger U-turn yet.
Yeah, it doesn't have Defog or U-turn yet. That's why it's not that good.
Like, what does it get? Like, why would anyone draft this?
I don't know. Bulky special attacker.
Right.
I honestly don't know why this went over something like Screamtail.
Yeah.
Even
Still
like
needs a big type
Mega
too.
Mawile would have been great for his team. He doesn't have a Mega.
Yep. Mega Mawile would have been really interesting, and then you get like anything else. I don't know. Like
Golden
Enamorous feels out of place. I would have just
Golden Go first pick is also interesting because I think it's a second round pick personally.
yeah, he sniped it from me. I was gonna pick Great Tuscan Golden Go, but
Yeah, but he went the other way. He went Golden Go Garchomp.
he wanted Tusk too. We had the same idea.
Yeah.
I see people drafting Goldango first pick all the time. I just don't think it's that good.
Nah, it's really not. Do we allow Terra? We do allow Terra on it, but I don't think he Terra'd it. Did he? Might be his Terra. What else? What else? Yeah, it has
Yeah.
to. Throws the Terra.
Yeah, Goldango and the throw.
Yeah. So I guess, but like Terra Golden goes very underwhelming. It's actually better without it, I feel.
Like
Sometimes.
personally, I would have, if he wanted to go with a high tier Terra, go with King Gambit or Garchomp.
Garchomp Terra could have been really
Yeah,
interesting.
King Gambit with Terra would have been so good. I think King Gambit alone could have pulled this team out of C.
Yeah.
Like maybe use an FA to get like King Gambit to be your Terra captain instead of Golden Go, then this team would have been definitely better.
There's just it's another team that I think like could have just used Grace a little better and like upgraded in certain positions. Like I feel like all like it's very top heavy, but it feels like it wasn't top heavy. Does
Yeah.
that make sense? It feels like it went up to get a lot of stuff for high points, and it doesn't feel like it got it.
Feels underwhelming in that sense.
Yeah, for spending only like everything's 10 plus points except for the throw, and it feels very underwhelming.
It was like he just went for everything that was overpriced.
Everything that feels overpriced. I think everything
feels
there,
overpriced.
yeah,
Everything that
when you combined it, like if you get like a Swampert for 11 and then the rest is like all value on your team, that's fine. Like he got all of the ones that feel like they're a point on or a point over.
So where are we putting it?
C tier.
Yeah, I don't think it goes
hold
above
on.
C.
Oh, another team goes for this. Oh, never mind. Yes, King Gambit. My bad. But yeah, this one's C as well.
I don't think it's better than Ariel's team.
No, I wouldn't.
Okay, now we put the last team in C to make it symmetrical.
Hey. I need to be higher than 17th. Pat did me dirty. I hate it.
I mean,
That was
technically,
unfair.
you're already higher than 17th because we put Thunder in P.
Technically, yes. Technically. Oh, it would be symmetrical. That'd be kind of cool. Can we move someone? Can we move?
We can move Pat down.
Top
Yeah.
of C. Let's just get my team done with first, and then we'll be funny if we need to.
You used all of your FAs after week 1 because you weren't happy.
No, I'm really picky, like extremely picky. I sat like I think I spent like 10 hours talking to somebody about it, and I just hated all my options. So I was like, I like Weavile, and it's buffed again. So I just
Yeah, 15 points Weavile is. I think it should be 16 or 17 even because it's
Weavile.
Doesn't it get Pursuit? Is Pursuit allowed?
Everything is allowed except for hidden power.
Yeah, so it gets Pursuit. Like it's definitely 16 points.
Even like with triple axle, that would have been enough to make it like 16 points.
Yeah.
I guess it gets Ice Spinner now. So.
Oh, does it?
Ice Spinner would be the more reliable option, but triple axle is like if you want to do the damage and go for the lucky rolls.
Yeah. Triple's 3 times, right?
Yeah.
I was about to say, if it was a 5-time move and loaded dice came in, that would be crazy.
Oh yeah.
That would have been insane.
Personally, seeing your team, the first 5 are almost gonna come every week, I feel like.
Yeah, that was kind of the point.
The rest is just to fill a gap. Like if you need webs, you're going Masquerade. If you need spin, you're gonna go Blastoise.
I don't think Weavile needs to come every week though. Diancie does for sure.
It probably doesn't, but Weavile's there because my previous team had like Umbreon, Thundurus,
Noivern.
So it was like very special, and I was like actually upset about it. That Great Tusk and Diancie were the only physical options. I was sort of upset. It was just like Weavile felt like it fit, so I kind of like shoved it, even though like the low tier's not super good. But I think Eel's pretty good for points. It's maybe
it's 8 points. It's kind of a scam, but I had to get it.
Yeah, like eel
And
could
then,
be
like,
lower, it could be higher.
yeah, like 7 or 6 points probably would have been better. But I think I did okay with my trades. I think it's better than my other team. I think the only problem is that my low tier Terra kind of went out the wall.
Your low tier Terra is Masquerain, right?
Yeah, which is okay, but I had Regice before.
Yeah,
So.
like Masquerain, you can technically go for a Quiver Dance sweep and Terra, but you're mostly gonna do Volk anyways.
Yeah, Volk will do that every single round. That's why I have it as Terra. Volk Terra is scary, so hopefully I can abuse that.
Yeah, the Masquerain feels like only a placeholder for me. You're not gonna bring it a lot, or
I didn't have a lot of 4-point options,
yeah.
and I couldn't get like I had some like 2-point options, but I didn't have enough FAs, so I couldn't get it.
Yeah,
Because
I do understand. Maybe you could have done that in Grace, then you could have revamped the team better.
Yeah, in
Because you could
Grace
have
I
made
probably
more
could have
moves.
done everything. Yeah.
Your team looks very well thought out, but you cheated with that phase, so it doesn't count.
Yeah.
Is that how that goes? Is Grace not cheating, but FAs is?
Yeah.
Grace
you know
isn't
what?
cheating.
No,
Everyone
don't put
gets
me in
credit.
P. No, no. That's 17th. Stop. No, not 18th.
Now
What
it's
did
I
your
like
do.
first team look like? Let's look at transactions.
My first team was kind
You
of
had
ass.
first
Noivern,
team Noivern,
Umbreon.
Umbreon, Thunder, Glimlet, Regice, and Lickitung.
Yeah, definitely C.
Can I at least be above Ariel? Okay, that's fine. No, actually, swap me and Pat. Fuck it.
You want to be swapped with Pat?
Yeah, swap me with Pat. I don't care if I'm below Luster. I care if I'm below Pat.
I mean, your current team is definitely better than his.
I traded, so it's not like post draft was the other team. I think because I made trades after I lost week 1 because like I had them in mind, but I was like, I'll wait till I play.
I would say the team is the third best team, maybe the fourth. 1, 2, 3, 4th. Yeah, fourth best team.
Okay.
But you did cheat, so
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
you cheat.
definitely do like my team now. Like, I definitely think I'll win just a bunch of games with Great Test Folk, Diancie.
yeah.
Like, technically, we would have to raid your first team, and then you would be C.
Yeah, and then I, of course, improved it, so it's fine. As long as I'm not
Good. I like it. If that makes you feel any better.
Thank you. I
So-
really do appreciate it. It makes me feel way better than seeing I make my trades and then Pat's just like, yeah, you're 17th. I'm like,
Yeah, we just put you over Pat just because you don't want to be underneath him.
and these are the official post draft tier lists.
Yeah, I'm gonna post that into the Discord later as PR so people can see it.
Yeah, before the video.
Yeah.
And they're in order too. Yeah, I think these are like I don't think we have to change much. I thought maybe we'd have to change some of the B tiers, but like no, I think this is fine.
Yeah,
'Cause as
I would agree with this tier list mostly. Like, Thunder
Yeah.
should be higher, of course. We just put him in P for plagiarism.
like when you post the tier list, you can do like Aaron's original team, blah blah blah, actually C tier, just wanted to swap with Pat, and then like Thunder's actually like what was it, like high C or like low B? But
Or we
put him in
post it and
A.
don't say anything about it, and people have to watch the video to understand.
You are a genius. I was gonna give them the easy way.
All the ad revenue
The ad revenue.
from 4 people.
The quagcasts had like 60 views on them or something, so let's aim for 100. Get
Yeah.
100 views. We have 100 members, don't we? Everybody
think
should
we
watch
do.
it. Yeah, I think we do. We should get every single member to watch
If
it.
you don't watch this video twice, you get banned.
Everybody watched it twice. We have 200 views. That's like $1. No, not even. It's like 10 cents.
Wouldn't we technically have to give that $1 to pay them because it's technically his server?
We wouldn't go that far. He
Yeah,
said
no.
he didn't want to be here, so that's fine.
Yeah, true.
He's too busy for us.
Yeah, we can just split the money. Everybody gets 30 cents.
30 cents.
Yes. 33.3333 cents. No, it would be like 33. Anyway, too much money.
Yeah.
So now
That's
it's
a lot of money.
time.
Now we talk about what happened week 1.
Schedule.
Yeah, we can talk about that quickly, and then we go about what we think will happen week 2.
We should probably spend more time on week 2. We can just go over every game and be like, because
Yeah.
I remember they used to go over every
Sounds
replay,
boring.
but we'll start doing replay review after this. But we had the PRs in this, so I think it's just a little long.
Yo, how did Ben lose week 1? What?
I prepped like shit.
Me and Joe.
Why?
Because I had COVID. I can put that on COVID.
Hey, both the mods are gonna blame it on something else for their losses.
Yes. We just need to know what Zach is putting his loss on.
Oh, true.
Okay, Gabe won because his team's good. Ben lost because he had COVID.
Wait. But we're not gonna blame it on my grandma.
No.
Are you Ben? Oh, right.
Yeah. Aaron lost because he had to help
I
his
was
grandma.
distracted, and I was on mobile, and I missed the move, and I gave up. That's what we're gonna go with.
Ryan is just playing around.
Yeah, Ryan just has the.
He was being a little funny. He was being funny.
Yeah, he was being funny. He just wanted to give Pay to win.
He first in like 3 seasons, maybe he was just giving him a little giggle.
I think he said this was his first
In, like, 7 weeks or
actual
so.
win, like when he played in over a year on this server.
Yeah, that is true. I can vouch for that.
Ooh.
Like, because last season he only got a win because someone FF'd against him.
He was so scared that he just didn't want to fight him. He was like, "I will not be the win."
No. He got another win, but he told his opponent he was going to meme, and his
Yeah.
opponent brought memes, but he bet to pick, unfortunately, did not bring memes.
What
Oh,
he thought was memes, maybe, or like he was like, "Haha, this is funny. I ran one."
I ran for Specs Gengar. So funny.
so Zach lost because Zach got outplayed by P because P has the better team.
To be fair, oh, okay, never mind. I thought that was the 1-0 loss. Yeah, that's just to be expected, Zach. Don't take it too hard. That team's gonna win every match anyway.
Yeah.
S tier teams are gonna win every match, so
The H-Man against Roy, I think Roy just prepped better in that one, if I remember correctly.
I think so too.
Yeah, Noir and B McGee just won because they can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For week 2, Noir's 100% winning. Ben is 100% losing.
What?
Copy. We're on to week 2 already.
We haven't even finished week 1.
We got-
We're just like going over week 2 already. Callum's just
we
like
did all the
fuck everybody.
We did the mod matchups. He's like, all the mods are done. I'm done. He moves on.
Yeah, like we went over the mod games. Fuck everybody else. Just like go to week 2.
Order 1, of course. Luster
is
1 against Thunder.
Big-
That's easy. And then we can move on, I guess.
Yeah, like most games were just like either prep or like slight differences got the loss for the people. Some people lost handily, like Zach lost handily to P because P has the best team. And Aaron had to help his grandma, that's why he lost so handily.
To be fair, if I don't miss the rock slide, I probably win that game.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know how
No,
much
I should
damage I did this
game.
logo. I can calc it.
It would have definitely been different. You could have still lost maybe if you did a mistake, but
Even then, like I still think I have a better shot than just Torn living instead
Yeah.
of like because it was like half HP. Like the rock slide wasn't needed. I could have CC'd, but I just didn't want to die to slow bow.
yeah, honestly, I'm also shocked because my game went to only 1 differential because I prepped
you
so
did.
badly against that Mienshao that I just was like, okay, this Mienshao is gonna run through my team.
Yeah, it was just literally Mienshao came in, killed something, left. You kept winning. Mienshao came in, killed again, left.
Yeah. Like, the only way I would have won is, like, if I got 2 D-dances on to cure him, but he crit with his Coco, which meant I couldn't get a second one up.
Yeah.
Kind of sad, but it happens. Also,
Yeah.
Heatran got parrot, but that didn't matter in the end. I
Yeah.
should have just prepped better.
It's the game we play. Better prep, and then you got kind of diffs with the hacks and stuff.
I love how Aaron went ballistic on the Dunsparce. Like, Dunsparce never coming, but then he lost to Dunsparce.
True.
Oh, did I?
Yeah, you lost to Dunsparce.
Dunsparce was there?
Yes,
Dude, I
Dunsparce
don't remember
came.
that game. Maybe I'm a clown.
Maybe
rewatch this.
next week we're just gonna put you in F tier. You get your own tier because you lost to
Wait, they played a week 2 game already. What the hell? Oh, I play in 5 hours, I think.
Yeah, two people already played the week 2 game, but we haven't watched. I haven't watched any of them yet, so I'm still gonna go with my predictions.
Okay, I haven't watched that.
No, I really need to ask you something. Why did you why did you even have Rock Slide on Great Dusk?
Rockslide?
Was it for Charizard?
Man, I made this prep on the move. I was in a car.
You could have. Doesn't like Great Tusk get head smash?
Does it?
I think it does.
I think it does. There was definitely another option. Yeah, it gets head smash, but that's still 80% accuracy, and I lose recoil. So
Oh yeah, true.
I should have had knock. That's really what it should have. I should have had knock if I was afraid
Yeah.
of like low tier. But I ran rock slide.
What you needed? What you needed was rollout.
Yeah, you know what? You were right. Rollout probably won.
Okay, now we gotta stop bullying Aaron and start going into week 2.
All right, week 2 it is.
I think Noir beats Ariel.
100% Noir beats Ariel, and Gabe beats Typhlosion Man. Copy
Yeah.
Ninja beats Min. P McGee beats MPG. Order beats Cyndaquil. Aaron loses to Fate.
Screw you.
If Aaron loses to Pate,
I might actually just like retire. Actually,
we can start memeing the shit out of you if you lose to
I'm
Pate.
actually. I will actually give you a picture of me in real life, and you could just paint clown stuff on me and just post it everywhere. Go for it. I don't care. At that point, just
You know, remember how the Quagcast had a box, and where when you got 6-0, you had to go into the box? You're gonna go into the box if you lose to Pate.
oh, I don't want to. If I lose to Pat, I might skip week 2. You might have to find another guest. you might have to replace me real quick. I'll come back week 3 if I win.
Like, it is still possible that Pate just suddenly plays very good, but in general, like,
It's okay. Like like I can lose to the team, I guess, but like
we just love
I'm-
memeing Pate.
it's just
Let's
funny.
see.
I think H-Man wins against Zach. I think Palfin eats the hell out of Zach's team.
Yeah.
His grass type Sceptile.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it,
only way
losing to even that difficult.
Yeah, like, only way Zach gets like an upper hand is like if Sneasler gets some kills early. I don't think that's gonna happen that easily.
Sneasler just gets revenged by Zam. Unless I will say there is a singular Sneasler set that me and 2 other people have ran every week in our leagues that we have Sneasler. It's normal gen fake out unburdened Sneasler, and it's built to set up on Torn because we all fist Torn that week. So we made it, and it's like actually a viable set. So like if he runs like normal gen fake out unburdened,
I mean,
and
he doesn't
outspeed.
have to run that because he has still terrain and just can go with like a seed to outspeed.
terrain doesn't even help him. Like Lele does not help him in this matchup.
Yeah, true.
And then even then, like Rillaboom just comes in and grassy glides.
Yeah.
But like that's why I'm saying like the grassy glide is good because Sneasler, if it has unburden and outspeeds, he gets the Zam revenge off the board. It's just the Palafin that he has to worry about because the Rillaboom priority is just resisted. Like it's
Yeah.
not going to do enough.
Also,
He'd
Palafin
have to
gets
just-
priority.
Yeah, Palafin Jet Punch is the problem, but still, it's an interesting set.
I mean,
He won't be
Palafin
able to-
Jet Punch is not a big problem. He has Rotom immunity in Volcanion and Psychic Terrain.
Yeah, Volcanion might win him this game, but I doubt it.
Yeah,
Okay.
Volcanion's gonna have a fun time.
Yeah,
Alakazam Mega switches into
Roy versus
Steam Eruption.
versus Thunder is also a matchup I'm quite interested in because I think Thunder could lose this if he does prep wrong.
I think Roy will win this, honestly. I think Thunder is a really solid team, so I think it will be close, but I do think Roy wins. I think Blaziken can just kind of...
I'm
Thunder
gonna
really...
I'm gonna go opposite. I'm gonna
Thunder's
go Thunder, just to spite you, Aaron.
Is this what this is? Or are we just... like,
We're just
how are we
ganging up
keeping
on
track
you
of this?
now.
Wait. Hold up. Let's not.
sure.
I am a very kind and loving person.
If
You
you
do not
lose to
need to
Pate,
care about
we will get the whole server to gang up on you.
Well, at that point, it really doesn't matter what I say, does it? Like, I can't defend myself after that one. I might as well just go 0-9 and say it was a bad season.
Yeah,
I'll blame the entire I'll play entire season on my grandma.
yeah, I shouldn't be talking though because I am I think the only person on the server who has a negative record against Pate.
Yeah, but you just dodge him a few times. Like if you fought him more, I feel like it'd be different. Do you fight him this season?
I think I do.
Well, then just win that. Who cares?
Yeah, I do.
Clean slate.
In the last week, I fight him.
Oh, that's gonna be funny. I hope he has playoff potential and he loses to you.
Funny
I
thing
remember
is,
the first time I played Bait, I got like hacks out of my entire mind. I was like bawling out.
That's how you win against me, though. Like if I get hacked enough, I like actually start mauling. I'll just lose.
oh
Like,
same.
I'm just like, oh, I missed the rock slide. Well, that's game over, and then I just start clicking. Like I don't think.
Yeah, that I have that same switch. If I get hacks like very early, like let's say turn one, I get parried by a fucking thunderbolt or something. I get mad and I start losing.
I think I got T-Bolt parried, and then first turn parried, like same turn once in a playoff deciding game, and I like actually lost my mind. I was like, actually, it was the first time I think I spam typed in like a showdown match chat. Like I was actually like tilting off the face of the planet. Wait, how are we keeping? Are we actually gonna keep track and see who gets like the best score?
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay, then I think
So
is everybody capable of just like taking a screenshot of week 2 and then highlighting who they think wins, and then every
I
week.
mean, desperate measure, I can just rewatch our recording and type it down.
That takes a lot of effort though. I think
I mean,
typing it down is fine, but like if everybody has the ability to just take a screenshot and then like
yeah,
toss out who they think wins.
I have to rewatch it anyway to see like if the audio is correct with everything and
This
to
time you have a crash
edit.
though. I think the crash is what caused that.
Yeah, I think the crash is what caused the audio to fuck up like that.
Yeah, because you had to pause a bunch. So I think this time we'll be fine.
Yeah.
Praying. Otherwise, we'll have a second recording with all three of us, and we're all just like, "Yeah, this is bad." 16,
Yeah.
and then we just move on.
You'll just be like, haha, Aaron lost 5-0.
It's a pat. Haha. I
But
think so. Match of the week, maybe? Is that what we're on now? Or do we miss-
last match is we haven't said yet is Luster versus Zep. Could go either way, honestly.
I think Leicester wins.
I think Luster is the better coach.
Yeah, I think it's just coach diff this time right now. Like if the one's a gimmick team and the other one's a lackluster team, but I think it comes down to coach.
Bad jokes.
I'm glad you noticed.
Oh my god. Okay, we have our predictions. So we all think Noir is gonna beat Ariel. Callum thinks I'm gonna
Noir
lose.
already has beaten Ariel. I just saw the replay.
He already
What are you
beat Ariel?
Yes.
Okay.
then we put that.
Okay.
We weren't going to count that.
I think we all voted for Noir to win though, so it's fine.
Yeah. I'll take you over copy.
I'll
think
take
I
myself too. Callum wants to go for copy though, which I understand because I'm very inconsistent at draft.
Yes.
Yeah, and you don't even have a good excuse like Aaron does. You did say I prepped poorly.
Yeah, I prepped poorly because I had COVID. That's my only excuse. Gabe is gonna win against Ryan. I think we all agree on that.
Yeah, Charizard kind of runs through that team.
P
So, yeah, I just off memory.
Yeah, P Mickey beats MPJ.
I will never vote against P. McGee until it's my week, and then my week I'll vote against him, but I'll still lose out.
I will always bet on Order. Except for when Order plays me, then I will bet on myself, but I will still lose to Order.
I think Order wins as well.
Yeah, Order wins against Cinda. I think
Actually-
G should beat Pate.
Yeah, I'll vote for myself too. But if I lose that, I might as well just stop voting.
Like, I think you have
Yeah,
to bet.
well, I asked people if they needed help. No one reached out. Crazy.
Yeah, like last season I got help from you, and then I was like, huh, I don't think this helped me a lot because I draft very differently from how you do.
Started winning the instant I started helping you, you started winning.
Yeah.
Instant effect. Proven already.
Yeah, and then the moment I stopped, he started losing again. With the same team.
Yeah, but like that draft we made together, I didn't like it personally because I draft very differently from how you do.
Yeah, you drafted complete garbage. You had Mega Scizor and Crocodile as your third pick, I think.
Crook third
Something like
pick?
that. Yeah, I went
It
pretty
was a
early
really
on
bad
Crook.
team.
But I've made playoffs with worse teams on other servers.
Fair.
Then Order's gonna beat Cinda, Aaron's gonna beat Pate, H-Man is gonna beat Zach.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think Thunder beats Roy. You said you
I think-
think Roy beats Thunder, right?
Yeah, I think Roy wins.
What do you say, Callum?
Oh, yeah, I think Roy's going to win
Okay. And then
Did you vote
last...
for the H-Man Zach one? Alan?
because I'm going to help Roy prep.
Oh, well.
Damn.
We have insider info before this video comes out that Roy is actually going to win because of Callum. If he loses, then we can find.
And I think the last one is Luster beats that we all agreed on, I think.
Oh, he's already won as well. Noir and Gabe have already won.
Oh, okay. So we also were right on the Gabe thingy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
and
then-
then no-brainer.
We'll know if we're right with my match tonight. I think I play at 6, so 3 hours.
Yeah, not
and-
me. It's like
I think
2 a.m. for me already.
yeah, I think match of the week would probably have to be
You versus Patapig is going to be match of the week because there's too much in line here.
Yeah, too much on the
I
line
was-
for Aaron.
I was gonna do that, but I think like actual match of the week would be Roy and Thunder. I think like out of the ones left, our MPG and Team McGee are very interesting. Actually, a lot of interesting matches.
Yeah,
Order as
like
well.
me and Copy Ninja is also pretty interesting, I feel.
To be fun.
Well, but I think we are done now. We went through everything we wanted to go through.
Quick question: do you think any of the mods are gonna get a winning record?
Difficult question, honestly.
I think I'll be honest. I think me and you are the best bets, and I've been on a major losing streak across all leagues.
I am on a major winning streak on every league that is not this one.
Ooh, okay, we have a chance then. We have a chance.
Every other league I'm in, I am currently, since like the start of the year, I am 13-0.
Ooh,
Only in
Okay.
this league I
13-0.
lose. Yeah, 13-0. Like I have won 13 games since the start of this year. And only in
Nice.
this league I have lost.
So you're not 13-0. You're 13-1.
Yeah, now I'm 13-1 since like a few days ago.
Ah, shame.
good job, Cynical. You beat someone who was 13-0.
Yeah. But next week we're gonna go over the replays a little bit, like analyze a little bit what people could have done differently.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna go over like week 3 predictions again,
Yes.
like we did this time for week 2.
And that will be our weekly occurrence, I think.
Yeah. And if anybody wants to join us, just message Callum, just spam message Callum.
Yeah, message Callum.
Why me?
I don't know.
Just because you're the bully and somebody has to like talk to you
Actually-
to get to us.
Actually, I think it would be a great idea if to join Clodcast, you had to message you have to create a sentence and then message all 3 of us a different part of it. So like take 3 words from your sentence and message it to Ben, and then 3 to me, and then 3 to Callum, and we have to make out what the sentence is. I think that would be really fun.
If we want to make it very difficult, if you want to join, you have to beat Callum in a Pokemon match.
We're not gonna have any guests.
We're gonna have no guests
I mean,
at all.
depending on,
Pat's gonna be
depending
like,
on
"Yeah,
what
guys."
you're doing, that is going to be difficult.
He's gonna be like, "Yeah, guys, I can finally join you guys on Clodcast." Okay, beat Callum.
Just beat Callum.
Right.
Alright, this has been the Clodcast, not the Quagcast, because we don't plagiarize here.
No, plagiarism is bad.
And
Plagiarism
we will,
is.
yeah, and we will bully Aaron next week if he loses.
4 hours.
Oh, bullying isn't going to start to describe.
What we're gonna do to him.
I'm gonna be.
Bullying will not begin to describe.
This might actually be the most stressful match I've had in like 2 seasons anywhere.
Just
Just
because
the
now we
shit.
are
That's how I like
recording.
my game.
Yeah, now I have to come on here and I have to talk every week, and my opinion is just gonna be like, ugh.
Yeah, you
Nobody's
have to.
gonna listen to
The
me.
opinion of the dude who lost debate.
Yeah, you're gonna have to explain stuff, and you're gonna bring your opinion into it, and then we're just gonna be like, shut up, you lost to Pate.
You lost to Lopini that clicked triple axle twice. Shut up.
All right. Until next
I
week.
would not be shocked if Pate dropped that.
Nah, is the recording done?